remedy. Singing, I'm the pain for your remedy, nigga. What a thought in epiphany hit me. Beautiful brown copper skin like a penny. Sweet as Piccadilly, I overkill it. It's hating in their blood, I don't know them niggas. Yes, they in denial, y'all know who winning. Say it one more time, y'all know who winning. True, ain't no landings. Dress swinging, no fitting. I ain't stuck hard in a minute. When I left out, I just took all the women. See, that stomach me so photogenic. That little pussy got power, no engine. New money, blue money, we count out the Spanish. Used to be known as like Manitro. I like green, double money bag. That's Siamese. She half black, half Guyanese. Can I try a piece? After what I seen, come stay with me. Take it easy, lay with me. I know that you need this memory. It's been a week and I haven't seen you. What do you need from me?
That's so sweet, you're my king. How about we coast the beach? I got you, all you need. Midnight creep makes me scream.
Baby, what do you need from me? Come and count up the cream with me. We enjoying the scenery. Relax, baby, come and sleep with me. I smoke the truest of dope. Yes, I'm a pro. She say don't leave me alone. Sound like the BBS stone. He got denied like a previous loan. Paid him full in the BBS code. Overloaded on the premium bud. Don Corleone, she needed a thug. Tell your ex I'm remixing the love. I can see what she want. It seem like she eager and lonely. I can control it. She wanna dance to control it. She make it clap like the know your holder. These diamonds exposing they polar. And they make haters sit like Ebola. Baby, I got the glow like I'm showing up. Lady love when I show like that tro. I like ring, double money bag. That's Siamese. She half black, half Guyanese. Can I try a piece? After what I seen, come stay with me. Take it easy, lay with me. I know that you need this memory. It's been a week and I haven't seen you. What do you need from me?
That's so sweet, you're my king. How about we coast the beach? I got you, all you need. Midnight creep makes me scream.
Baby, what do you need from me? Come and count up the cream with me. We enjoying the scenery. Relax, baby, come and sleep like that. True, I like ring, double money bag. That's Siamese. She half black, half Guyanese. Can I try a piece? After what I seen, come stay with me. Take it easy, lay with me. I know that you need this memory. It's been a week and I haven't seen you. What do you need from me?
Am I muted? Hey, sugars. Hey, y'all. Hey, sugars. Who's coming in the door? Welcome to, let me go out of here. Oh, sorry, y'all. I want to do this. All right, welcome to the Sugar Shack, y'all. Come in for the vibes and stay for the sweetness. Don't laugh at me in my my new little logo. Y'all like my picture? It's so cute. I would cam up, but my camera is not working. It's blurry. It's so ugly. I don't understand. But I hope y'all can hear me good. And we're going to get talking about some things today, you guys. So before we get started, you know we're going to get started before we get started. I like that little countdown. I'm going to change. I don't know. I like the little countdown to the intro. So, you know, officially when the show started, you'll see the countdown. So I just wanted to try it and see what it looked like and how it plays the other music and all that other stuff. So, but yeah, today's topic, we're going to get into some conversation. I hope we can. Thanks to anyone that's coming through. I'll give you guys a shout out to whoever's in the chat in just a moment. But today we're talking about demons, angels, demons, NEPHILLUMS, right? Oh my. HooDoo versus VooDoo. Is it real or no? Is it real? Is it real, y'all, in real life? I mean, like, is VooDoo, people think VooDoo is real, but HooDoo, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I got some notes and I got some timestamps and some scriptures. I got some video. OMG. This is definitely gonna be, what time is it? We're probably gonna get started really for real, like mostly closer to about 10 minutes from now. But you know, of course I wanted to just come in, hit the algorithm and let y'all know that we're gonna be talking about some stuff. Y'all, what is a Nephilim? Do giants exist? I want to know, are modern day, so are like tall people of today, are they like modern day giants? Like, is Shaq a giant? Is Shaq like a modern day giant, like, you know, for real? So I don't know. I know I really want to talk about some things, and I know that hopefully one of y'all, well, I just know some people are gonna come up, but I just don't know who's gonna come up after I know who's gonna come up. If you know what I mean. Wink wink, right? Okay. So now, before we get anything started, we're gonna get it started, okay? Y'all know me by now, and y'all know that I'm a pest when it comes to my sounds, right? So you know I gotta get it together. I gotta get it together. I'm gonna give everybody a shout out as soon as we start the show. It is 6:50 on May 28th, you guys. It is it's nice and warm out right now. I don't know where you are in the neck of the woods, but in my neck of the woods, it's pretty nice out. Shout out to it being 67 degrees today. So I'm going to see y'all in just about 10, about give or take a few minutes. I'm gonna play a couple tunes. I got another one from that same artist I just played. I actually like that particular artist, and of course, you know, I have another one from Nightish. Of course, Nightish made me a bomb little song, and y'all know I made myself a song, so we're gonna listen to all that. Just to buy us a little time, real quick. And then I'm gonna be right back with you guys, and like, of course, you know, 2 and 2, right? 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So let's just go ahead and I want to get into another that same artist, right? One more time. Um, it's another song he plays. So I played that song real quick before I go ahead and bug out and come back to you guys, you know, just to kind of buy a little bit of time before I really get started. I play that song because I'm singing on it, right? If you didn't pay attention to the artwork, I'm just gonna show you again really quick because you probably should pay attention to the artwork. Let's see. Oh, right there in the middle where it says snacks. The song is called Stay. Featuring who? Featuring who was that? Okay, it's featuring who? Is that? Oh, okay, that's me. So I just wanted to point that out just in case you guys were looking for the song. It's the song is called Stay. It's by the artist Stacks. And again, it says it right at the bottom. It's on his album called Pinnacle. And oh, baby. And there I am. Me singing that right there, y'all. So I just wanted to play that for y'all, for real, for real. But now I'm gonna get into the song that I really wanted to hear. And I'm gonna play this song and then we're gonna get into the show, y'all. Okay. Y'all know me. Let's get into it. Let's listen to it one more time. Hold on.
I got time. Why not shine? I just love my people. Black Madonnas with the black ink on them. Baby, come round, let me lean on ya. Learn what I think of ya. You might let me see something, cause I got time. So why not shine? Yeah, I like what I see. Shorty, conversate with me, honey. Black Ferrari, weed, want it. Black Versace, green smoke. Black tsunami wave, though. Black is oil, raindrop. Tall, slim, thick. Yeah, we got black candy canes now. She just wanna hang out. Face light up like Vegas. Black diamonds so graceful. Black body so ancient. You know what I'm thinking. I can't show no favorites. If it's black, I praise it. That's how mama raised me. I've been thankful lately for all the sun that bathed me. I look at my babies and my vibration changes. Black bottles, all for celebrating. Black models all around this gang shit. Baby, they be faking. But you always on my A-list. Don't you ever think we hate you. Cause we go through the same shit. We go through the same shit. Yeah.
Black diamond shining on my necklace and my bracelet. Black bodies laying on the pavement. It's the show entertainment. Feeling like we trapped inside the matrix. Orange suits attached to black faces. I'm trying to have some patience. I'm running out, I cannot save it. My people dying on the daily. Why is this just a conversation? Is we back on the slave shit? I'm saying shit. Trying to get the bag. That's all us people know. Watch the evil grow. Blow my reefer smoke. Try to keep them close. Talking about my enemies. They envy me. Wanna see me ghost. Yeah, they wanna see me dead. They put a price for them ideas I put up in my head. So pay attention, get prepared, but we cannot be scared. We getting close to Armageddon. Yeah, I know it's
I
there.
got time. Why not shine? I just love my people. Black Madonnas with the black ink on them. Baby, come round, let me lean on ya. Learn what I think of ya. You might let me see something, cause I got time. So why not shine? Yeah.
I don't feel the timeless. You know what it is. That's that Genesis vintage, yeah. Vintage, yeah. Real soft touch, no gimmicks, yeah. No gimmicks. Ain't no rush, we drifting, yeah. Drifting. Got that old soul feel in it, yeah. It's that vintage, yeah. Slow wine, no limit, no limit. Whole vibe authentic, yeah. You don't find this every minute, yeah. She move like a record on replay, slow. Warm like the summer, but the nights stay cold. Silk on the skin, got the lights down low. Whole room froze when she walk in the door. Ain't loud with it, she subtle and rare. Tight, make a boss man stop and just stare. No games, no front, just truth in the air. Old school energy, you know it's there.
Take your time. Don't rush.
It's that Genesis vintage, yeah.
Vintage, yeah.
Real soft touch, no gimmicks, yeah. Ain't no rush, we drifting, yeah. Got that old soul feel in it, yeah. No filter needed, she glow off top. Natural shine, make the whole room stop. Ain't about trends, she already hot. Timeless vibe, can't duplicate that. Slow conversation, she leaning close. Voice like honey, got a velvet tone. Every move smooth, never do the most. Type of energy, you feeling your bones. Take it back. Way before the fast life. When it meant something, yeah. It's that Genesis vintage, yeah.
Vintage, yeah.
Real soft touch, no gimmicks, yeah. Ain't no rush, we drifting, yeah. Got that old soul feel in it, yeah. That timeless, yeah. You don't rush that. You let it ride.
Vintage, yeah.
Vintage, yeah. Real soft. Don't rush that. Oh, so like that. Smooth.
The race after dark. Like I'm in and stay till the end. Let's turn up and have some fun. I'm Genesis and it's after dark. Can we talk about what's been on my heart and my mind? While we build this one brick at a time. While I'm sitting at the wall, I get to thinking, this world can be a crazy place, and when there's nowhere to go, our health is right in our face. Can we talk about it? Can we chat about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit? And blah, blah, love. Let's live it like, let's live it and finding the one. Let's do it. We are gonna pray the enemies away. If it's day, can I stay? No weapon and will never come our way. We can be in a talking point. We don't even have the curse to make a point. Break down your questionable thoughts and feelings. Listen to each other truly. I can't do this solo. I know I'm not alone. I got all of y'all and that means you. So support, you know what to do. Hit the cash app, Genesis I am 702. Put your thumbs up, and like if you do, drop your thumbs down. I won't be mad at you. Come in peace and let's chop it up. Hit my panel with intellect and respect. Drop wisdom and that we will never forget. So please come, please, I wanna hear from you. And subscribe, like and subscribe, cause I'm a whole vibe. So are you. So hey, sugar. So may come in and subscribe. You're a whole vibe. Come in and subscribe. Whole vibe. Come in and subscribe. You're a whole vibe. Come in and subscribe.
Hey, sugars. Hey, sugars. How y'all doing, my baby sugars, my gumdrops, lollipops, ice cream cones, all of my sugars? I got one more thing to ask y'all to do before we get anything done here, okay? Before we even do anything else, I just want to make sure that y'all do one more thing.
Hit the like button on the way in. What? I thought we are friends. How you doing today? Are you liking what I'm doing so far? Then let me know. Then hit the like button. I wanna thank you, yeah, you. Thank you for chilling. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for sharing the love. I'm so glad we came together to converse and chop it up and break it down. So come and talk to me. I promise to bring good content if you promise to hit the notification like they are free, like do that for me, like they are free, like it's easy, you'll see, like comment, share and subscribe.
All right, easy instructions to follow. Easy, right? All you gotta do is hit that like button on your way in. Even if I know there's other content creators online right now, so it's okay. You want to bop around and pop around and pop in and out, and but as long as you hit that like button on the way in or on the way out, that's all Trey Songz told you guys what to do, so you guys listen to him. Don't listen to me, listen to him. And if you wanted to support me, keep the Nissan running, right? Show some love. Put something in my Nissan. Y'all know gas is already $5. So buy me a gallon of gas. Send me a gallon of gas. Of course, some other people in the space were like, buy me a cup of coffee. Buy me a beer. Give me a blunt. Listen, gas is $4.99. So if from your heart to my pocket, no, from your pocket to my pocket, from your heart to my heart, if you want to support the show, go ahead and do that by sending me a Cash App. Right now, because I'm on my way to monetization, we're not there yet. That's why we're doing all these shows, guys. Trying to get these hours up because you gotta do it, right? I'm over halfway there on subs, right? I'm at 280 some 7 subs, I believe, last time I checked. So I'm just saying, if you guys wanted to support, you're like, oh, Genesis, we like this when you guys do, fur baby content, and oh, we like this when you do, content about hoodoo and voodoo and Nephilims and giants and angels and demons and talk about spirituality. We like all that. We like all that. So if you like it, just support it, okay? Just please support, okay? That's all I ask. All right. So let's get into some of this stuff, you guys. I wanted to say hello to everybody, but I see something's happening here in my chat. Oh, let me do this first, guys. Let me hit this down. Let me hit this right here because I think I want to hear this music in the background. I wonder if I can do that. Can I do that? I only can do one window at a time. Is that how it is? Okay, I gotta download it. So I don't know. I really don't know how that goes. So I'm gonna have to download that song because I so want it in my background. But for now, we gotta do it like this. Cause let me see. Can I go get it off of YouTube? Can I do that? Or does it have to be like in my file? I don't know. Oh wow. Where did all these I'm like, where did these images coming from? Okay, so it's the music that I downloaded. So I have to download it? That's what I'd have to do. Is that what this looks like to me? Okay. So it looks like I'd have to download it so that I could play it for you guys because I particularly like that one song I played earlier. And I think it's dope. So I think I just want that one in my rotation of music on my channel. All right, so let's get started. Obviously, what we're going to talk about is, some deep stuff. It may be deep for some of you guys. It may not. Some of you guys may not think anything about it. I don't know. So before I want to make sure I give everybody a big old nice slap on the hands. Take your 2 hands and slap them together. And then take your left arm and put it over your right shoulder, and take your right arm and put it over your left shoulder, and give yourself a hug from me. And then, of course, take your one hand and slap your right hand with it and give yourself a round of applause. All right. I want to say shout out to who's in the house right now. Let me see who's here. Of course, Riaz. What's up, Riaz? Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Shout out to you, Kels. What's up, Kels? Of course, the cynical one. She's a big mod. You better not mess with cynical. She's a big mod. She can kick you out of here, okay? Not to be funny, but, the rules of engagement over here. If you want to say something on the panel, you want to talk to us, and you want to be like, hey, even if you put it in the chat and say pineapple, 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 and that way, we can read your comment because I'm all about that. Like, I'm not about not reading your comment just because you didn't send me a Cash App. If you send me a Cash App, that just makes me want to read your Cash App comment, but just not your comments in general. I'm going to read your comments because it's not like my chat's flooded so that I can't see everybody. I can see you guys. So, even if you're in the chat, you're like, yo, Jen, read my comment because I want to say something about what y'all talking about. Then just say pineapple, and then I'll go back and I'll read your comment for you. So pineapple works on my platform all the way across the board. Also, the rules of engagement is fair game in the chat. The moderators will stand on business. You hear? So the moderators, do whatever you need to do. If the person's getting on your nerves, you can kick them out. Time them out for 10 seconds. If they're getting on your nerves, mods, you can time them out for 10 seconds. But otherwise, if it gets too crazy, you guys, just, hey, we're not doing that over here. This is a sweet spot. This is a sugar shack with all my sugars. Okay. Hey, sugar. This is all y'all's and me. I already said I can't do this alone. It takes me and you. So in the real life, come on, guys, you know, let's keep that business on the platforms where they let you, you know, do all that. So, and if so, then mods, I have to kick, if I got to kick someone out my chat because the mods are not doing it, then I'm kicking out the mod too. You know, because it's like, how do they get in the club if you're on security, you know? So, like, they shouldn't even get all the way back here to VIP. I shouldn't even see them. I'm not saying I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I'm all that in a bag of mini chessmen cookies. I am that, though. Okay. So the mods can, hey, the mods, listen, don't bother them. They won't bother you. Don't be over here saying crazy stuff. You don't know, say pineapple if you want to get my attention so we can go ahead and keep moving. Okay. Fair use, fair use. Don't forget at the bottom of my screen is my Cash App. I showed you on the big screen my Cash App, but now we're going to show you on the bottom. It's Cash App. It is an open panel today, guys. So we are. I'm gonna let let whoever come and put their 3-4 cents in. But just know if you see me say pull it into the station and then I give you this sound right here, that means pull it in and park it. Okay? That's to land it, to pull it in and park it, to pull over, boop, boop, that ass is too fat, all that. Okay? So pull it into the station. The train whistle's letting you know it's time to park it and get off the train and let's go. Okay? That's until I find an airplane sound, guys. I really was looking for an airplane landing sound. But I couldn't find one. So right. Right. So we'll go with that, right? And of course, if you're getting on my nerves, that might happen to you. And at that point, it's a whole one. Just call it quits and drop the panel. So I'm not saying I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I am all that and a bag of Chessman cracker cookies. Okay. All right, so let me go back over to the chat because I am so sorry I got distracted with that because I was saying hello to everybody and I wanted to make sure I said what's up to Cynical because Cynical is a big wrench. That's why I got distracted. Cynical's a big wrench and Kels is talking schmack. Of course, Kels is talking schmack. But guess what, Kels? Cynical can drop you out of here for just 10 seconds if you get on her nerves. So let me shout out to Cynical. Let me shout out to Kels. What are y'all talking about? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. This space should be on Tubi and Netflix. Yes. People don't. Kels, that's not why people don't let, I don't know why you say people don't let you hit the link, but I don't know what that's about. I'll let you know on a certain day you can't hit the link, but in general, that's not what that is. But all right, since there's only one way to be welcomed into the Sugar Shack is via the sweet roll. And when you come to the Sugar Shack, you do sit in quite a powerful seat. So thank you very much for coming in.
I'm so glad you know that your presence is a gift. What you bring is powerful. Your words are valuable. So come on in, pull up a seat, join the conversation while great minds meet. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome to the show.
All right, that's Mitcocamus, Mithimius, Mithamus, Miticus. Shout out to Mr. DJ Music. Thank you. He says, Genesis, I am good evening and listening from the clouds. Great opening. Track is good. And evening. Oh, track good evening embodied. What is it called? Embodify? Okay. Embodify. So shout out to you, DJ Music. Thank you for coming by. Shout out to who else is this? Oh, hey, Jordan. Hi, Jordan's World 777. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share the live stream. And shout out to Mithocamus, Miticus, Mithomius, Mithomus. Um,
You know,
what's up?
Mr. Seven is a lot easier. Rolls off the tongue better.
Not me. I like saying Smithocamus, Smithicus,
Okay.
Smithosaurus. So I like saying that. So I like saying it the hard way. So yeah, I was just getting into a little bit of this, and I haven't even really got started because I was messing around, waiting, and
Right.
that's okay because I was just, kicking it with them, kicking it with rolling with the homies. All right, you probably don't know what that reference is from, but yeah, rolling with the homies. It's
Nah,
from a
I
movie.
don't. I'm only a '80s baby, so I don't know
Yeah,
nothing about that.
it's actually from the movie Clueless, where the girl said that in the movie Rolling with the
Oh my
Homies.
goodness gracious.
Yeah, yeah, it's from the
Yeah.
movie Clueless.
So
Okay,
for the
so
record,
I
for
was
the record about that,
what about
the,
what?
the movie Clueless was the movie I went to go see on my very first date. My first date with a girl named Latoya. I
Your
went.
first
She
date ever?
like without my parents, like me and
Oh,
her
okay.
as a teenager.
Oh, your
Yeah.
first solo date, like solo date.
Solo date. Yeah. Took her to the movies. We went to go see Clueless. I saw that movie in the theaters when it came out.
Right, and in the movie with a little redhead girl, after she hooked and made her arm, nice to try to talk to the guy, and she was like,
Yeah.
"Go sit next to him," right? And her and the guy actually ended up hanging out, but he was actually
Mm.
hanging out with her to get closer to the blonde girl, right? So that's what the rolling with the homie. And she was like, "Oh, he broke my heart," and that's our song, right? He said, my bad, trying to type multitask in this space. Oh, he's saying, "What's up?" Okay, so yeah, you
I
like my
got in trouble
background?
after the
Isn't it
date.
cute? Isn't that cute?
Um, Actually, is phenomenal. It's just, is it in season?
It's the Sugar Shack.
Oh, I get it. I'm thinking now because when I see this, I'm thinking Christmas. Okay, so now you good. Okay, all right, I get it. I get it. Sugar, right, right. I get it. Candy. Okay, all right, it makes sense. I was thinking Christmas. That's why I said that. It feels like Christmas.
I'm about to take it down. Guys, get on
But I
my
can see
nerves.
how you kind of. Nah, I can see how I can see how
Everything in
you
the whole
going.
thing is candy. There's not an ounce of snow. There's no snow. There's no Christmas
Gingerbread
tree.
houses. Gingerbread
There's
houses. Hold
there's
on.
candy
Gingerbread
lanes. The
houses.
street is candy. That's not
Gingerbread
gingerbread. That's a house
houses.
that's covered in candy. It's not even
Gin-
gingerbread.
it's a gingerbread man right behind you.
It's the gingerbread man, but it's not a gingerbread
And
house.
the houses look
And it's
like
candy cane lane.
they look like gingerbread houses. Then you have a candy cane. Then your colors, so you look kind of like the black naughty Mrs. Claus.
I
Then
look
you
like
got the
peppermint.
peppermint. That's all I'm saying. I think some people could get the reference I was looking at. It felt Christmassy. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, I'm about to change it. I don't like y'all for that. How about there
Okay.
you go?
And
Since it
and,
looked
and this,
Christmassy.
all I gotta say is this is why some men do lie. Because when we're
What
honest,
I
this
didn't
is
say
the
nothing. I
type of
just said was it
response
cute?
we
I didn't
get.
ask you about all the extra though. So you got the lie part was nobody asked for all the extra. I actually was it cute or no, and you gave me an explanation. So
Yeah,
what
I mean,
this is why y'all don't ever answer the
that's
question
what I
exactly
do.
what was asked to you.
But
So
that's pretty much
if you
what I
had
do.
answered and said is it cute or no, and he said no, then we would not even be here.
I get you. I'm just, you asked me. I
I
didn't
said
lie
is
to
it cute?
you.
And I said ain't it cute? He
And I
said
said, yes,
okay, that's the
but is
answer.
it
That's
in
it.
season?
That's it. And nobody said
Yes.
no but. Because when you
Yes.
say but in the English language, but erases what you just said before the but. You
It's
know that,
also
right?
something everybody has. Now
I
listen,
understand that. But when you do that,
I'm
you say yes, but so the yes is gone. So now the but erases it. Anytime you say stuff like that, that cracks me up on the panels when people sit here and go la 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 la. But so you just erased all you just said to say nothing to say what? So just say what you meant to say.
so what
That's
I
all.
meant to say was the words that I said. Yes. It looks phenomenal, like the
That's
graphics,
all I
the
wanted.
clarity.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
But is it in season?
I don't know about the butt because you just erased everything else. So now you just said,
Okay.
is it in season? So all you said to me was, is it in season? I couldn't
Alright.
hear nothing else you said because you said butt.
Okay.
It's not my language, it's the English language.
It doesn't erase the fact that it was said into the ether.
It's in the ether, that's fine. But what you said to me talking to a person that's asking about it, you just erased everything and was like, is it in season? It's all you said. It looked like Christmas. So that's okay though.
Okay.
So that's why I try not to say but, and because I'm realizing what am I talking for to doing all that just to be saying nothing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He said, excellent, leave the backdrop, excellent backdrop, leave it up.
There you
Okay.
go. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
I know, that's what
But
I was thinking in my head. I was like, tastes like candy. Dun, dun. I wasn't thinking like, it's beginning to look a lot like, what the fuck is me talking about? I wasn't thinking about that.
exactly what I just said. That's what I was talking about. Exactly what I said.
The only
Yes.
one.
Now you saying it. Now that you say it, I do kind of get the. You know what I'm saying? The my love. Do you ever dream of candy coated raindrops? You know what I'm saying? I can kind of see how you going for that feel. Now that you explained it, I'm
Okay,
telling you
well,
what
I'm gonna
my
make another
mind.
one, and I want sugar cane. I want sugar drops to fall from the sky.
There you
How
go.
about
You
that?
know what I'm saying? Like I guess closer to a Willy Wonka. But this has a Willy Wonka feel.
No,
It
no.
doesn't.
You
No.
already did all that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Make
Should have
another
said
one. Do
Willy
better.
Wonka first time.
Just make another one and do better.
Do better.
Yeah, do better. Pick
But
better.
why
That's
is it
right.
bad? Is it worse?
No,
Is it bad?
no, no,
Okay,
no.
we just like do better. Like
I'm just regurgitating narratives. You know how
no,
they say pick better, do better. Do better.
I'm about to take it down because y'all saying you say it's ugly.
You folks are saying leave it up. I think you should
No,
do that.
I'm talking about do it better.
Yeah, just do better.
Like
You know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
bad.
But it actually was good. So did you just hear the but part now?
I did hear, but
Okay, so you heard but it actually is phenomenal.
so that's
So
all
which
I heard.
part of that did
That
you
is
hear?
phenomenal. All I
I
heard was that it's phenomenal.
okay. You're seeing if you stay consistent.
Because the word it do what it do.
All right, I hear you.
If you're
So
gonna
what we
use it the
talking
right
about?
way, then you just said it's phenomenal.
Okay.
Yep.
So what we on tonight? I see something
What you
about
mean?
big people and shit.
What you mean? What we on tonight?
I'm seeing big people in the thumbnail.
You saw big people in the thumbnail. I'm seeing big people.
I don't know too much about the other topic, but I am here for the big people. So just know that'll
The
be
big
my
people.
main point in which I will, the big people. Because we're not
See?
allowed to say midgets. We got to call them little people. So so if that's the case, then shouldn't it not be allowed to say giants? Shouldn't that be
You can
degrading?
say
Shouldn't you
giants.
just call them? Why? If I can't say midget.
You can say midget.
No, you can't. I'm trying to tell you, they
You can
get on
still
you about
say
that.
it. It's just not politically
I would
correct
say
in
for
that.
this stream, don't repeat it too many more times. I'm dead ass. They are weird with that. I didn't know that was a thing. You can't say the N word
Yeah.
no more. You got to
Not
call
the
them
N
little
word.
people. Yeah, M word. You got to call them little people. But then I thought to myself, okay, well, is this a one-sided thing? Is it a complex?
So then
You
what do
know,
we call
do
Shaq? A big person?
you wouldn't call them a giant. You would call them a big person because I think if the M word is degrading, then giant should be degrading.
Wow.
Just saying.
That's crazy. That's really crazy. I did drop the link, so anyone else who was interested, if you got something to add to it later, I think the link is I done pin it, so it's gonna disappear as the chat moves on. All right, so I guess I wanted to go back and so I asked a couple questions at the beginning before I played the music when I got started, right? So but to get into like all of it together, like the angels and the demons, because it's supposed to be how the Nephilim came to be about, was a culmination between an angel and a human, right? So we got to talk about the mama and the daddies to talk about the babies. So so that's what that came from. And I asked in the beginning, I was like, do y'all believe in giants? Do you guys believe giants exist? Do you guys believe in the fact that, you know, angels exist? What about demons, right? So just like in the movie The Sixth Sense, when the young boy said that he would see dead people, right? And in the movie, the giant, I mean the movie, the giant in the movie, the demon, they explained to him how the demon had to move around, but it had to connect. We had to go from person to person because the demonic portion of that spirit realm doesn't have they're disembodied, right? They don't possess a body. They don't have a body. But for some reason, for whatever reason, God, when He created all this, angels have form, right? And they already had form. It's the demons that don't have form. So I'm gonna get into this video. This is a video with between this Bible scholar on it's on the Lecrae show. Shout out to Lecrae. Lecrae and the We Need to Talk podcast. So Lecrae has his podcast, and then Ezekiel has the We Need to Talk podcast. And those are two like my spiritual bags right now. So it's like, you know, content for days coming out of them. And you know, of course, both of them, those two guys interview very well accredited individuals in the theologic field, you know, even down to the science or in the theology, right? So here we're going to listen to him explain or give some detail in the idea and the concepts behind the angels, demons, and how the Nephilim came to be. The biblical reference, there is a whole like scripture. So when we get into the conversation between like the hoodoo and the voodoo and like things like spells, incantations, blessings, and wishes, those like tie into this because of the exchange that the angels and demons had prior to us being here, right? Which now creates this whole realm of this like spiritual realm that people dibble and dabble with all the way from the light side all the way down to like the black magic and again spells, incantations, wishes, even down to blessings. Like a blessing could be dangerous. So some people like to refer to like the Bible, and there's a bunch of scriptures that talks about like prayer and what to do if you're like and feeling like you have like sleep paralysis, being that a spirit came to talk to you in the middle of the night, or you know, say like people have said they're out camping and they've seen the trees move or they've seen things, or are the mountains are the mountains actual giants who lay down and fell on the earth, and this is what, you know, we walk upon them and we stand at the peaks and look out at the sun. So we're going to get into some of that because some of the scripture, if you go look into it, there's a lot of powerful scriptures that warn you about this, that warn you about it and how to kind of defend yourself, because people think they losing their minds when they encounter stuff like this, right? Because it doesn't feel normal. And the other thing that we're going to touch on is the idea. He's going to talk about it in this part of the video, but he's going to touch on it, and that's for you Bible thumpers and you Bible scholars. He's going to open up the idea of, and for some reason, until I heard him say it, I hadn't even thought about it in that way. But to think about, we're going to come up to it, you guys, and be able to talk about this too. But think about the flood just not being across the whole entire globe. For some reason, they paint this picture that the earth was flooded, and for some reason, we see the entire earth being covered with water. That may or may not have been the case, right? Everybody was not cursed by that flood. That flood might have been geographically placed somewhere. So that means somebody on the other side of the world wasn't in the flood. Life was still moving on. So just to see, you guys might consider that thought, open up your mind to maybe there's some other things going on that we just don't understand. And again, this is brought to you by the reason I was kicked out of the Jehovah's Witnesses. All right, so let's get into the video.
Featuring Smitty.
featuring Smitty. Featuring, this is another reason why I was kicked out of Jehovah's Witnesses. I asked too many questions. I was like, so everybody was swimming? It was like, girl, we don't know. I was like, well, y'all can't help me.
Can I say something briefly?
hmm
Right here, if you don't mind, Jordan's comment real quick before we get started. I'll be brief on it.
What had
'cause I
Jordan
like how
say?
he said that. He said, great topic, Genesis. I wonder if the Grand Canyon was formed by the flood. The Grand Canyon, from what's documented, right? The number one theory is that the Grand Canyon was completely submerged underwater.
It
That
was a lake. I mean, like a
it
river, or
was
what do you call it?
part no, no,
A
no,
pond,
not no
like
ocean.
an
It was a
ocean.
whole
Okay.
like sea. It was a whole sea. It was completely submerged underwater. Just like, for example, if you look at sky views of the desert, and a lot of those ripples you see in
hmm
desert sand is the
hmm
indication it was once submerged underwater from the waves pushing the sand and making those little ripple forms. Those are the
hmm
exact same formations you will see in the sand and water uh today that's under. So that's so far. Was it formed by the flood? We're not too sure on that one, but what is documented to land it is that it was definitely underwater for a very long time before it dried out. So we're
Before it
actually
dried out.
walking, yeah, we're actually walking through what once was like skyscrapers tall,
hmm
deep of water. So yeah, I digress. My mic is muted.
So he said, yeah, the water lines and on the rocks in the Grand Canyon always made me think that. Right.
Exactly. That's from the ripples, right? That's from rushes of
Hey, Will and
water
Swin.
over a
Okay, that was
long time. So yeah, that's actually water patterns. So yeah, you wanted something. You wanted
you're
something.
onto something, Jordan. Okay. So I'm gonna go back in this video because when we talk about the angels, demons, and Nephilims, right? So in that order, angels and demons, and then Nephilims. Um, you ever wonder why Eve was not shocked or freaked out by seeing a serpent? Considering how people respond to snakes right now, right? Lizards, alligators, crocodiles. People kind of get freaked out when they be like, "Ooh, that's a snake. Ooh, that's a
Right.
crocodile," right? So if this thing was a serpent, in our modern mind today, a serpent would scare that we would be not okay with it, especially if you've been going down the rabbit hole of looking at TikTok videos and IG videos and Facebook videos of, hey, this is what happened when the owner got ate by its own pet, and that pet happened to be
Mhm.
a 50-foot python. So
Right. Right.
normally the standard of reaction and of people after the fall of mankind, and now evil sin is presented, so now we have fear. So the fear that we presently have is we are afraid of, majority of us are have some sort of grotesque or fear with serpents, with snakes, right? But did you ever wonder why Eve wasn't freaked out if she saw a snake? Because I would be freaked out if I saw a big old snake talking to me.
Well, let's think about this, right? All right. So, one, first and foremost, if we actually went to the biblical sense, this is before they even knew they were naked, let alone knowing what to fear. Just as much as not recognizing your own private parts until rabbit ears, the fruit, right? For those who go with that part of the story, um, they didn't recognize fear. Now, this is the thing that I also want you to think about before you push play.
Mm-hmm.
The word came out long after, let's say, Egyptian days. So back during Sumerian Egyptian days and everything, the snake was actually viewed to be of restoration of life, right? And believe it or not, guess who else adopted the same mentality? Most Native American tribes. If you
Mm-hmm.
ask most Native American tribes, what is your view on the snake? They would tell you that is the continuation of life. Why do they say that? Because when a snake sheds its skin, they look at that like your body. So you ever walk in the woods or be somewhere and you see snake skin. The way that they look at that snake skin is like your body when you lay down, but that snake is still moving on. The snake is still going. which that's your spirit. And they believe you shed many times. So the way they viewed the snake was nothing like what came about when the word came. That the fear that everybody has is the association with with a reptile and Satan. So when you combine them two, look, we could have made Satan the ox. Now I don't think people would be eating oxtail as much as they are. It could have been any animal. For whatever reason, they said it was supposed to be of the serpent, right? And so that's how we get to that point where the whole story to land it of once had arms and legs, you will forever crawl on your belly and everything else. If that's the case, then why do snakes still exist along with the devil? If that's the case, then we shouldn't have to never worry about the devil. When you see a snake, that is the devil, which that's not the case. We know that. That's
Right.
not
Well,
that's separate.
we're gonna
Just
get into
like,
an explanation of that in a
yeah,
second.
yeah, I'm landing it. I'm landing it. Just like, for example, when people try to say we came from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys? No, it's separate. It's just another creation of life that our loving creator created for whatever purpose that it serves. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Jen. I didn't mean to take that long. Thank you.
So, in the essence of that, if we evolved from, if anything evolves from anything, it's the evolution of it to it take the first thing out of existence, right? So that's
Exactly.
basically what you're saying. If there,
Exactly.
if that was the case, then us evolving from it, then that thing should go away because we came to be.
Right.
Um.
It
So
no, we are the new form of what it used to
right,
be
right, right. I'm
viewed
just
at.
clearing
Right.
that up for the
I got
audience
you.
that
Yeah,
if the
yeah, I got you.
argument, if your point of
Right.
view is that if evolution, because remember, you also have to make sure because people have vocabulary words and we also want to keep the algorithm going. So, excuse me. So, if evolution existed for your belief, then for one thing to exist, the other thing has to go away. So, if it can't, you're saying that it can't be monkeys and humans. If a monkey over time turns into a human, then there should be no monkey because one has to go away to make the new one exist. So I'm just making sure that point was cleared up for everybody.
Not to mention, n- and last but not least, I want to get this last point in because this is something you all can look at. I think it's Red Cross. I don't know if it's
Mhm.
Red Cross. It's one of those organizations where, don't you know, it's the cross with the snake that swirls around it.
That's
Hmm.
the cross with the snake
You,
around it is the sign for
you
medical
medical, right?
overall.
Now
It's not even Red Cross.
think,
It's everybody
why
who
is
uses
that?
that in the
Now
medical
think
field.
how ancient. Now my point is that's very ancient because it wasn't viewed as something how it what back then. That's actually very ancient. That exact symbol that goes way back to stones on the wall carvings is my
Mhm.
point. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Oh, he said, "Yep, Egyptians, Greek. Yep, yep, Jordan. It's a sign for medical across the board. So
Yes, that's
it's
how
just
it's
not
always
Red Cross,
been.
but it's all Blue Cross Blue Shield. Everybody
There
uses
we
that
go.
sign for
There you
medical.
go. Yeah.
That's the sign on the lifeguard when you're like medical attention. That's a sign
Yep.
for medical.
It's a snake wrapped around a cross. Let's not forget we see it there all the time. People never really paid it no attention. That's a true symbol right there. But go ahead, rock out. Just want to throw that in there.
So I'm going back to the point where like I said, we're going to talk about angels, demons, and Nephilims. So before we get it, we're going to talk about the whole demonic factor. I got to remember my time stamp for the angels. Oh, well, he talked about the angels as well. But let's see, we might have to go back a few seconds. Hold on a second. Okay, yep. Okay, so we're going to get into this portion of the conversation, and we're going to go right from this into the Nephilim, but he's going to speak about the flood as well, and then he's going to talk about angels and demons in this conversation. So shout out Fair Use. What's my Fair Use banner? Fair Use. Where's Fair Use? Up here. Okay. Fair Use right there. Shout out to Lecrae. Lecrae is a big dog, so his people respond, but I try to at least send a message. I think I put it in the chat while I was watching this video, and then I also try to send a message, say, hey, I want to review, but I believe they're open to reviews. So as long as we give them their fair use, shout out to them for letting us watch this. Okay, so this part is the conversation of, he's asking the question.
Placed in the Garden of Eden.
So in this part of the conversation is why he's explaining how demons and angels, God had every right to have his spiritual and supernatural world and exist at the same time that he wanted a natural world to exist at the same time, thus creating our Garden of Eden.
But then they're not alone. They have these spiritual beings that are present as well. And this garden is not just a garden, it's a divine throne room. And God is king, and part of his kingdom is his prerogative to have supernatural family and also human family, and they're present in Eden. I was like, how come Eve doesn't freak out when the serpent starts talking? Right? Like, how come we just read past that like, oh yeah, of course, serpents talk, right? The Hebrew word for serpent there is nakash, and that word has in mind three things. It has in mind a literal serpent. It has in mind a fiery bronze image, and it also has in mind a guardian cherub or a cherubim. And it's like, well, why did Eve not freak out when the
So stopping right there, are we identifying that there's a fiery bronze object? We've seen that like in horror movies where the person is talking to Satan and Satan is a burning fire of like, like a Medusa, like he's just sitting there and he's almost snake-like, but he's just burning. He's consistently on fire. And of course we see the actual visual of the serpent when we see it every year on Christmas, and they have the story of the Bible and they break it down to you, and then this snake slithers in, right? And then the one that we don't associate with this being like this is a cherub, which is what is a cherub, everybody? A cupid. The little angelic, little pleasant looking, cute little things with arrows. A cherub. So yeah, I just wanted to stop that and clear that up on the fact that when he said that, I said, well, I've seen the fiery bronze image. That's a typical and stereotypical image you always see of fire and brimstone and Satan, a demon talking to you and they're on fire. And then I've also seen the serpent, but I've always wondered, again, I got kicked out of Jehovah's Witnesses because I've always had questions. And there you go.
serpent starts talking? Because the issue, and this is all spiritual warfare, this is cosmic conflict. The issue isn't the appearance of the serpent. The issue is the substance of what comes out of the serpent's mouth. And so the enemy loves to present
down when you say that.
Yeah. So when Adam and Eve are there, they're used to spiritual beings coming through, hanging out. They're used to seraphim and cherubim and sons of God and these spiritual disembodied spiritual beings were present and active. Think about it, like it was routine for Yahweh. This is Genesis 3, to walk with Adam and Eve in the cool of the evening breeze.
There you go.
Each of these details matters.
Yeah.
The cool of the evening breeze lets us know this the end of the day. Why does God wait to come and talk to Adam and Eve till the end of the day? Because they've been doing stuff all day. They had been creating and they had been naming animals and they had been tasked with stewardship and vocation and responsibility. And at the end of the day, it's almost like God comes back as like, hey, let's have a conversation. Oh, what surprised you?
And not to cut you off, but my ADD brain kicked in and I just thought
pause it.
Okay, disembodied beings.
Yeah.
So
can you
they
pause
don't have a
Lecrae said not to cut you off, but go ahead, keep going. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. Thank you.
What are you trying to say? He cut him off.
I just wanted to point out. He said not to cut you off, but keep going, Jen.
But which means that I'm cutting you off to say what I'm about to say.
Go ahead, Jen. No. Let's stay on track.
But right. No, we good. But that's how we are. That's how our human nature is, because we do that. You know, you say, "Oh, I'm not trying to be mean," and then turn around and do it be exactly mean. So, yeah.
Nah, you know the one that gets me before you push play is when people say something real disrespectful and they be like, respectfully. I'm
no,
like, my nigga.
right.
Like, stop.
Or they be like, I'm not trying to be rude, but you know you smell, right? You be like, what?
Right.
You know,
Right.
I thought you wasn't being rude. How?
Go ahead though. Let's
All
finish
right.
listening because this is good. This is good.
We got questions. We got questions. Don't forget. Why didn't Eve freak out when the serpent started talking to her? And then also, who are the NEPHILLUMS that are mentioned in the Bible? Also,
yes.
also, what is the purpose of this information? Because we always remember that God has a reason why we are learning about this. And then also, if anybody wants to know, because I know people are crazy when they hit me back on the back end and say, well, what's the difference between an angel and demon? So we're going to get to all those questions. I just want to throw them out there so they can be in the surface and on your mind when people say, what's the difference? And is it real? And what if you really don't believe in it? Then it do exist? We're about to answer some of those questions with this.
And if you don't believe in it, just look at it as the greatest action movie ever. Just look at it like, just have fun with the greatest action story ever told. That's it. Look at
it. Sequel, like
Netflix,
like series,
Netflix.
right?
No, Genflix. All right, we're gonna call it Genflix.
Genflix. There you go. Amen.
Consistent
physical
form. So is the assumption then that they're taking the form of other things that do have bodies?
Yeah. Okay. So like, and this isn't a new or novel idea. Think about the angelic figures that show up to Abram, right?
Pineapple. Remember I told you guys that in the beginning of the show while we were waiting on Smitty, that remember the movie Sixth Sense and how the demons had to take on form to move around the earth, and the little boy saw dead people, right? So he was watching the demons, remember? So yeah, thank you.
It's angelic beings that are corporeal for a moment, and they look human. Their language that the scriptures give us is that they look like men, they sit and they eat with Abram. They are walking alongside of him. You've got the story of Jacob who wrestles with Elohim, with God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but it'd be really hard to wrestle with a non-physical thing.
That's right.
Non-physical being, right? And it's so physical that God touches the hip of Jacob.
Pineapple, y'all, I could not wait to do this with y'all, okay, because I was so excited when I was watching this, because I love this. Okay, back to that.
And his hip dislocates, and he walks for the rest of his days with a limp, right?
Yeah.
And so, I think so.
So the snake, the serpent, because some people say it's not literally a serpent, and others will say, no, it's a serpent.
No.
But what?
I have, can I speculate a little bit?
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so this was
That's what we're here for. Time out. Okay. Could be altered. A lot of most thinking.
Sorry for that, guys. Lecrae has his own commercials in there, and so I'm just speeding past his own promotion.
Where therapy help you break by support with their
kind of.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix.
Oh, hold on, y'all. That was a real one, right? Isn't that a real one? Okay, let's turn that one off.
Good job. Good job. She's learning. Good job. I'm proud of you. But I still meant what I said in that comment right there. I still mean that shit. I said it with my.
What did you say? It said she paused the video. What did I do? She paused the video to say. She paused the video to say that Jen off that juice and don't mind her. Who paused the video to say that?
No, you paused the video just to be like, I just wanted to say, yep, that movie. And I'm like, the hell, you paused it just to say that, y'all. She's off the gin and juice. Don't mind her. Don't. That's what it means. Right. She's off that gin and juice. Yeah, gin is off the juice. That's all.
I'm off the juice.
Yeah, holy water, the red kind. It usually comes in a bottle that says Merlot.
It says Chardonnay. It says Moet. Moet.
Well, that's closer to a watercolor. At least that's closer to the watercolor.
And he said, "This is really good, Genesis. Great comment between you and Smitty on the topic." Yeah. Thank you. Join us, Jordan. Please join us.
I told you that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Anyway, when we get to the Giants part, let me know. Yeah, I know.
We we coming there. You supposed to be there. Listen,
Jen. No. I gotta say this to the people real quick.
My speculation.
I gotta say this.
Okay.
Everybody, somehow or another, Jen figured out how to send a fax to your cell phone. I don't know how she does it.
And we talking about the Lord. See, he coming for you.
What has taken place in the Garden of Eden particularly. I do think that there is a physical serpent that is there. And I do think that there was a rebellion that took place prior to what we're seeing in the story of the Garden of Eden, okay? We're not given the details of what all that is, but that seems to be that we're zeroing in on a moment, but there's stuff that's happened prior to it, right?
Sure.
And so what it seems to me is that the reason why God gives Adam and Eve a task to guard, the Hebrew word is shamar, to guard Eden. That's the exact same word that's used of the Levitical priesthood in order to protect the temple. It's the same word that's used of the watchmen on the walls in Nehemiah to protect the city.
Okay.
And it's a word that's used to cultivate and care for a garden, right? So that's the word that's used for Adam and Eve. Why give them that task? Why give them a task to guard or to protect unless there is something on the outside to protect from, right? So this is now where I go into speculation. I think probably what's happening is there's a disembodied spiritual being who we have come to know as the Hasatan, the Satan.
Pineapple.
So bag of cherries. So from what I know, because that's what I'm eating actually, I got a bag of cherries in there. They're so fresh. What I know is, and I could be wrong again, I'm not a scribe, I'm not an imam, I'm not a scholar, but I am a man who studies. And from my studies, from what I know, God just placed them in a place that was perfect.
Nope, not yet. We haven't got that far yet. I just respectfully request you to.
Yeah, I mean, it just
let us get there first. Let us get there because you might be onto something, but you might be and you might be indifferent. Hold on.
And creates an unhappy alliance with a physical, literal being called a serpent, right? This, if I were to write like a fiction book one day, this is kind of like the area I'd go. It says that all of the animals were brought to Adam to be a suitable helper, but not one of them was found. But there's a detail about the serpent, that the serpent was crafty. The Hebrew word is a room, that it was, it was wise, but it was kind of like wise in a sneaky kind of way. This is just me. So please, y'all, don't email me about this. This is just speculation. What if the serpent it's like The Bachelor, right? The serpent was like, I made top 3. Like maybe I could be one of the, and then it's like, nope, no helper suitable. Now the serpent's ticked off, angry, frustrated. And now a spiritual being comes in and it's like, hey, let me take your form. We can have a little bit of an unholy alliance that happens here. Yeah. And now
what is happening? What is happening right now?
So in essence is what he's saying, based on all the information that he has put together. He's saying, so what if what we've been told was not exactly the way it went in this fairy tale like way, where, because in real life, when I, now listen to me, I'm just saying, in real life, when I'm going through my JW classes and I'm talking to them, I'm like, what you mean, serpent? That's a snake. Why didn't it bite her? So with them not being able to answer questions, because in their mind it's just all so beautiful. They just came down and he got all the animals and it was 2 by 2 and nothing ever was wrong, or the obvious elephant in the room questions aren't answered. And that is what he's finding out is across the board, there's all some sort of blank stare when it comes to certain questions that the natural person has as far as the details of how this went. So he's just saying, well, if he speculated by putting all these details together, then that's why she wasn't afraid of a snake, because a lot of people ask in my religion, I asked them, I said, why wasn't she afraid of a serpent? Because a serpent that is the size of a human is an anaconda. Why wasn't she scared?
But Jen, not even just that. You actually sparked my mind on something I didn't think about in 43 years of living until this very moment. And that is, watch this. Noah was told to make an ark for what?
A flood. Water.
No. For what? The ark is to be built to hold what?
All the animals.
All right. So from what we know biblically, the animals, the elephants, giraffes, everything that survived, birds and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hippopotamus, alligators.
Right. So let's just go by what the word says. So if we do go by that, that means that Noah had snakes on the boat.
Lizards, all the carnivorous animals.
Still here. They're still thousands of different breeds of snakes.
A snake,
So that
right.
means that he had snakes on his ark. You know, he had the devil
Right.
on his ark.
Well,
Considering
that's if you lean right.
You
If
know
that's
what I'm
what you
saying,
lean to
right,
that part of the faith,
considering.
right? If that
That shit
'cause
crazy.
there's people that are in the same faith that don't believe that the devil's in the snake. So they do believe that what you're saying is what he was saying, that across the board, by him studying all these different religions and how they're understanding this order, they all have the same missing piece, which is
Jen,
well, you know what?
Jen, there are people on planet Earth that still believe, right now, as we speak in 2026, they still believe that Michi is the devil.
Well, oh yeah, well, like that's the witchcraft part of it, but some of
These
that
are
is
all,
not.
and for
Not
those who not
yeah,
hip, Michi is my, it's
black cat.
yeah, it's one of my pets. You know what I'm saying? It's my cat. Well, not even my pet.
Michi is a
That's my
black
son's
cat.
son.
That's why he
That's my
made the
son's son.
reference to it, guys. Come on.
Right. So, so there are people who still believe that. So mind you, that's not a reptile. That's a feline.
Right, and there. Okay, so that to that point, that's what I'm saying. There's people that still believe that all snakes are Satan, and then there's people that can have separated and say, well, he just took the form of a snake to talk to human, to people, and then he was a spirit body like that. Like he's not a snake. So there's that both. It's split down the middle with that, and when it comes to what was he, because there's people that still walk around that think anytime they see a snake, no matter where it is, and which doesn't make sense, because how can you see something as small as like all the way down to like a little garden snake and still think like that? Look, you can step on it and now you feel the devil. Like, does not mean that? No. So therefore, it doesn't make sense.
And
But,
I like this one comment before you push play, because I do agree. The Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what it is, period. Like I do agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. It is basic instructions before we go. It is to basically teach us how we're supposed to walk, what we are to indulge in, from liquids to foods, what practices as far as like let's say, for example, between monotheism and what's that word? When you worship multiple, god dang, I got a brain fart for some reason, but anyway, paganism, there we go. God, geez. Yeah, between monotheism and paganism, all of that, it is just basically like instructions, even down like relationships, how to treat your wife, how marriage is supposed to go, how to treat your children, how to treat your parents. If you really think about it, there's not one instruction in life that we don't talk about today that's not written in the word. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I agree with that wholeheartedly. But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Keep on rocking out.
We can catch Eve and Adam off guard. And the reason why I think there's some legs to this is what's fascinating to me is that the judgment, the consequence is given in Genesis 3 to both humanity and the serpent in a physical sense. It has to crawl on its belly and to eat the dust. The Hebrew word for humanity is Adam. The Hebrew word for soil is Adamah. There's a play on words here. The very thing that the serpent thinks that it is going to devour and crush, right? Humanity is the very thing it's going to be forced to now eat and consume in like this reversal that takes place. And so, yeah, I think that Eve is not surprised because it was routine to have spiritual beings around and there's animals around. But I think Eve was not aware of the deep level of deception that was going to come. And the reason why she should have been aware is because she should have relied back on God's words to her, not the deceptive words of the enemy.
Okay. So
that was a good point.
The Joel take is that, hey, or the Joel speculation,
yeah,
shall I say, is that, hey, there was a draft, and to who could be a suitable helper for man, and Serpent was like, I know I'm getting drafted.
Right, I'm crafty.
Right, I'm a crafty. It's me, fam.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to the league.
Yeah,
and he doesn't get drafted.
So at this point, everybody's been taught the same. Everybody's been taught the same point in Sunday morning Bible school, that Adam and Eve was walking through the garden because they were given the assignment by God to go and name the animals and choose an animal to be in the highest esteem of best help, and that the serpent itself wanted to be that chosen one and was not chosen and became spiteful and became and that's what they say Satan did, right? In the Bible, that's what it says that he did. That he got upset with God, and then God kicked him out. But what they also are saying is the reason why she wasn't afraid was also because they at this point in creation, you know, there was an open door. There was a two-way door of them coming interacting with this form at any point. So at any given point, she could be talking to a form of God, and then God will be angelic or given more of an angelic spiritual image, right? So you're talking to a voice or a cloud in the sky, I guess, if you had to draw a mental picture, and then he would actually take human form, right? Which is the people that we see when we talk to, you know, a donkey or a burning bush, or, you know, i.e. Jesus, the form of, you know, him coming into human form. So at this point, they're saying at this point in the Garden of Eden, that the people that were there, Adam and Eve, they're used to these interactions, so they're not surprised that they're talking to something that was beyond the human form. It's just that in this situation, because this being was spiteful because of whatever their interaction with God, they have taken that same gift that God gave them and use it for bad because they're angry with God. They weren't chosen by Him, you know, which is kind of consistent with what the overall story of why Satan got kicked out and he got mad because he got mad at God or whatever.
Whoa, okay.
So that's what he's saying up until this point right here that I stopped it with regard to how they lay it out in the Bible. This will happen and this will happen. This will happen.
I got you on
okay.
that. So I'm just saying, as far as like, all right, so a person like myself who was a thinker, who actually thinks, the first thing that comes to my mind is the actual wording. They were cast out of. Watch where I'm going. All right, so a lot of Christians believe that somehow or another the Garden of Eden was on Earth. All right? I don't know how when Earth wasn't even created yet. No, they were cast out of, as in there are 7 layers, 7 levels of paradise, heaven. The Garden of Eden is considered to be the first level. That's the most basic. As gorgeous and beautiful as it is, that is only the first level. They were cast out of the first level and sent down here to Earth. Right? Once all that happened, I guess the form of it and everything. So from what I know, that was the primary purpose of the world being formed in the first place. It was to give them, that was how merciful God is. I'm going to cast you out, but I'm at least give you somewhere to go. It's a real deep story on that. I'm not going to get into it because it goes outside of the biblical realm. But what I'm saying is that, so if they were cast out and they were in paradise, you telling me that God will send a temptation of evil in heaven? So you telling me even when I make it to heaven, I'm going to still have to possibly go? Like, I need us to really get this. And it ain't no, nah, well, Smitty, because that was for them. That was like the beginning. No. Because what is what has always been, and what shall always be. What it was then is exactly what it is now. And that's exactly what it will always be. How it's designed, how it was structured. The only ones who have ever decided to change and defile and twist and flip anything is the creation of man. Animals don't go outside of their nature unless they're rabid. A lion does exactly what a lion does. Even a snake. A snake does exactly what a snake does. An iguana, an elephant, a giraffe, a hippo, a badger, so on and so forth. Humans, human, are the only ones with that free will that are capable of going outside of that nature. So this is where my mind goes. So it's like when we talk about the whole, like, oh, it tempted her and stuff, like, I'm saying to myself, so you telling me that there was such thing as an evil temptation in paradise? And I believe
Well,
that's
we
why a lot
haven't
of
got to that
and
part
to
yet,
land it,
but we'll
I
get there.
got you. I'm to land it, and that's why I believe a lot of Christians want to say, no, Eve is on earth. There are a lot of them that believe that. And I just say to myself, then what the hell were they cast out of? So you telling me God put a force field up around a certain perimeter of earth? No, they were cast out of paradise and sent to earth. And they had to pray or whatever to get themselves possibly back. Because last time I checked, Christians don't believe Adam and Eve are in the hellfire. So they had to make their way back. They had to do something, right? But anyway, we're not going to go that deep. Let's keep on rocking out. I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 8:05 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's keep on learning and having fun.
And it's like, oh, shoot. Now, the question I wonder is this could go in so many ways. Is this a fallen world? Because does the serpent have the capability of being, what does disappointment look like in a pre-fallen world? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think one of the things that messes us up is when we think of Eden, I think we use language that is imprecise.
Okay.
So we talk about Eden as if it was perfect.
Okay.
But perfect has in mind completion. Eden is not complete. Eden is the perfect building blocks.
Pause it.
In order to get to the completed state.
Let him finish his sentence.
Right?
No.
Adam and Eve
I'm
have
gonna be
that-
quick. I'm saying one thing. Perfection and completion. Anything that is perfect, what is there to add to it? Thus, synonymously, it is complete. No, there
That's
are
what he
synonymous.
said.
He tried to say it was separate. He said completion does not mean perfection. Or
No,
perfection
hold
doesn't
on.
mean completion.
Hold on.
He separated it.
It's
hold on.
imprecise.
Okay.
So we talk about Eden as if it was perfect.
Okay.
But perfect has in mind completion. Eden is not complete.
Do you
Eden
see?
is the perfect
Hold on.
building blocks in order to get to the completed state, right?
Okay.
Adam and Eve have all.
Okay, so that's why I said let him finish the sentence. You stopped him before he finished the sentence, and he never said that. He said,
I'm sorry, Jen. I got a reflex for cutting off BS. I'm sorry.
It wasn't even got to the point. You didn't get to the S.
I gotta tame that.
You got the B, and then you got to lift to the S. When you get to the S, you be like, okay, now it's BS. But let the S come first, because you might get some bull, but it ain't gonna always be
But I knew the S was right behind the B.
It wasn't though. He was trying to explain it to you. That's what he said. He didn't say what you said. But you flew somewhere else. He didn't say it was perfect. He said that Eden puts in mind, people assume that it's perfect. And that for whatever reason, in our minds, we think that for whatever reason we think it's perfect, but that's not what it means. It doesn't. And that Eden is a stepping stone to completion. So therefore,
I'm just letting you know the fortune cookie from the carryout I got last night told me what this was going to say today. Okay, mind reader in the building, ladies and gentlemen, mind reader. Keep on rocking out. Keep on rocking out.
All the things they need to build this kingdom of God. And so, like, again, like I just go back to like, and this is definitely hypothetical, but I just wonder what those talks with God would have been like. Like, would Adam have been like at one point, him and Eve are processing life? This is what like my wife and I do. I'm not a runner for fun or a walker for no reason, just so you know. My wife and I, we've been married for 16 years. That girl loves to walk. For no reason. She's always wanting to walk. It could be 125 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Like I will.
No, Black Lexicon. He was saying we were told that, but by that breakdown of the scripture and whatever it means, it's not a perfect place because it wasn't. We were told that, so that's part of the fantasy part of the religion. I guess, right? That we were told that. So for some reason, that's not what he was saying. So,
but Jen, where he messed up on his arguments are his actual words. I can get you on that point. I can concede to that, right? As far as your thought process. But before you push play, when he said it is perfect, but it is not complete, the first thing come to my mind as a logical thinking human who knows words, the first thing come to my mind is If something's perfect, that means there's nothing more to add. If there's nothing more to add, thus it is complete. Keep on rocking out.
I think one of the things that messes us up is when we think of Eden, I think we use language that is imprecise.
Okay.
So we talk about Eden as if it was perfect.
Okay.
But perfect has in mind completion. Eden is not complete. Eden is the perfect building blocks.
So whatever you just said, he did not say that. He didn't say that. He said the perfect building block for the completion. You keep leaving out the part of the sentence that you stop it perfect when the period is not there. He literally didn't say that. If that's not fair to say that because he's not finishing the sentence, you keep stopping him at perfect when he said it's the perfect building block. Never did he claim the place to be a perfect place because it's not complete. If you listen to the whole sentence, when he said at the very end, it's not complete. It's a perfect building block on the way to completion. The word building block is literally what the perfect is describing. What the hell happened? No, don't do that. Because don't do that. Because that's not fair. No.
In order to get to the complete.
Are you serious?
Right?
Okay.
Adam and Eve.
I know I'm not. I'm not finna get gaslit on my own show.
I'll just stop it. Nobody's gaslit.
I heard him, and I heard him again. I played it again. So he did not say all that. What you're saying, I understand your argument.
You're
but that's
not getting what I'm saying.
All the things.
Okay, well let's just go. We get through the video. Let's just go and get through the video. Hold on to what? You just said you keep stopping it at the part when it's not what he said, and I'm not gonna keep sitting here listening to you tell me that's not what he said when I'm listening to what he said, and that's not what he said.
Oh my goodness.
So
you need to look at your own chat. You need
I'm
to look at
listening
your
to
own
what
chat.
he said. So I don't care. I know what I'm saying, but don't keep telling me that's not what I heard.
All right.
He did not say the place was perfect. He says the perfect building block on the way to something else. And y'all keep talking about, it's a no. That's why they kick me out of the because y'all keep saying, y'all keep stopping there just like y'all stop at a fucking comma when y'all say honor thy parents and a mother that lived day long. And comma, it's a fucking comma right there, not a period. A comma, that means keep going to the rest of the sentence over. And when you get all the words, then say what you're going to say. And if it still applies, then fine. But don't do that, because don't jim me either. Let's move on, please. Respectfully, move on.
Need
you are
to
completely
build this
off on that.
kingdom
Completely
of
off
God.
on what
It
you're
could
saying.
be whatever it is.
Again,
I'm saying what I'm saying. Don't tell me that I didn't hear him, and that don't do that.
But what I'm saying
Don't
is
do it.
this.
It doesn't matter.
I just go back to
Right
like,
here.
and this is definitely hypothetical,
What
but I just
gracious,
wonder
you
what
can't
those
just stop?
talks with
That's
God
fucking
would have been
crazy.
like. Like, would Adam have been like at one point, him and Eve are processing life? This is what like my wife and I do. I'm not a runner for fun or a walker for no reason, just so you know. My wife and I, we've been married for 16 years.
said the same
That
shit
girl
to
loves
me.
to walk
They said
for
the
no
same
reason.
shit to
She's
me.
always wanting to walk.
I asked
Yeah,
the
I'm
same
sure they
fucking question
did.
in Jehovah's Witness, and they said the same
I'm
shit to
sure
me, and
they
I'm like,
did.
how is the place perfect? How is this happening? It was at the same time, y'all stopping at commas and erasing scriptures out the Bible, and then I'm not snapping. I can snap all I want to. It's called Genesis Show. I can snap or not snap. That's my prerogative.
One. We already
So,
talked
at the end of
about
the
this.
day-
We're simulcasting. We're simulcasting.
Okay, so then I
got
can
my
snap
audience
still.
looking too. All right.
Okay, well then let
okay.
them know I can snap if I want to, and so could you. That's what the hell
you
we got our
can,
own
but
show
I'm
for.
saying you're the only one that's snapping about this.
It's fine. I can snap if I want to. You can't tell me not to. Understand that? Show or no show. You can't tell nobody what they can and cannot do. We grown up here.
That would get
Okay,
you
so
kicked
I'm
out
telling
of
you
the
what
church.
I'm telling you what I'm saying, and I'm saying what I'm saying, and don't tell me that I didn't hear nothing.
Same thing. I'm
You're-
telling
okay.
you what I'm telling
Just
you.
make sure you don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And what's up, IB Wody? I said, can we move on? And I said back then, can I move on? And you said, no,
You
fuck
made
you.
a statement that I wanted
I
to
said,
say
let's go
something
then.
too.
Let me just keep going. I said, no, I don't want to hear it, and I'm gonna push play. And you said, no, fuck you and all that with a no
because you
Vaseline.
misconstrued
So
my
I don't care. I
words.
said, let's go so we can get to the fucking video, and you want to still keep talking about what
But you're
this is. I said,
still
I'm
the
not changing
only
my
one
mind.
that's snapping.
Okay, I'm
You're
not.
the
I
only
can
one
snap if I want
cussing.
to. I can snap if I want to. I can cuss if I want
But
to.
I'm just saying it ain't that professional. That's not.
It doesn't
too,
matter. At the end of the day, it's still you can't. I can't tell you what you can and cannot do. We're grown.
I'm not. No,
And
I'm just saying it's
that's not-
simple.
and you
It's
can't
real
do it.
simple.
I had to
You
drop it
said
way
something
back
that
then.
misconstrued
I
my
just asked you to
words.
drop it
Be
way back
120
then.
I wanted to
degrees outside.
clarify
Yeah.
and straighten
Like, I
Okay,
that
but
up.
I asked you, can you drop it way back then? And you said, no, fuck you, keep going. So now what?
No, because you
Because I
misconstrued
said,
my
leave it.
words.
I said, okay, whatever. So I don't care. Can we get through the video? You said, no, fuck that.
All right, so when we
now
get through
what?
the video, I can go
Melt
ahead
thinking
and
about
get
that,
my
and she's
words
like,
out,
she's
right?
gonna walk.
Right? At what point is it going to matter?
No. So basically, what you're saying is allow me to misconstrue your words, and you are not allowed to rebuttal.
First of all,
misconstrued my words. I wanted to respond.
Hear. And I said, let's go.
All I wanted to do was respond.
Leave it alone. But no, no. Sometimes it's just no.
So she can eat cake.
So man, don't respond.
I don't know what it is.
I don't care, man. What do you want to say that's so fucking bad right now that we can't get to the video?
There we go.
Get to the next part of the video.
I will take advantage of this opportunity.
It's a lot, and I don't want to do it.
I get it.
But what I've noticed is the reason why she cares so deeply about which, by the way, marriage advice. We noticed
what was wrong.
I didn't ask you in real life. I was just not asking in real life. In real life, you can't read the room. It's rhetorical.
That's equivalent to the butt.
It's not. It's rhetorical, but right because you was just like fuck all that on the butt too.
I remember.
Like, come on now. Okay, no, whatever, Smitty. I'm literally saying, can you move on? And you're saying no, you cannot.
Yeah, you misconstrued my words.
I did not. I heard what he said, and I heard what you said, and I don't listen.
And the way you responded to what I said, you misconstrued.
I don't have to agree with anything that you say. That's the whole fun of it. That's the whole point of it. If we stop here and agree, then we sound crazy. And I don't. Right. What I'm saying is that I don't agree. I don't.
It does sound crazy, Jen.
It all sounds crazy. Yes.
Because I'm not.
The whole idea sounds crazy. All of it. Every 66. All the words. Every 66 book of it. It all sounds crazy.
Why does the whole book sound crazy, Jen?
Because it is. Can we get to the video? We're not going to psychoanalyze nobody. Next point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you.
We go on walks daily. Our like percentage of fighting decreases by like 75%. Because on those walks, we talk.
Yeah.
We're processing life.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so it's like, okay, what is God doing with Adam and Eve? He's walking. I almost always wonder, like, maybe Adam and Eve are like, there's like these animals.
Oh, yeah.
And there's this one animal that has a big old mane about it, right? And there's this other animal that has stripes on it. And like, the one I think that with the mane needs to be lion. That's the name of the lion. But this other one looks kind of like that, but it has stripes. Maybe it's elephant. Maybe elephant. But I don't feel that. And they go on a walk and they present it to God. And God's like, have you ever thought about that big old animal with the trunk? It's like, oh, that could have been the elephant. Let's grab this one as tight. So this is kind of like funny, and I'm making this exaggerative.
Sure.
But the reason why I'm doing that is to try to point out that a lot of times we take the humanity of the biblical text out of it, and we read it flat, like as if life is not being lived, as if not there isn't confusion, as if there's not process to be made. And I think Eden is a place for creativity. It's new heavens and new earth. It's like our future existence is not disembodied, right? Like ethereal living. It is embodied.
So my controversy with it was the idea that everything was flat, like how he just was saying. How when they bring it to me, it's like it only exists on its own on one plane, and that's it. So if it didn't happen, and then the fact that they have no abstract information to back up the obvious questions in the room, which is if everybody's walking around, why ain't folks scared of lions? That's what a person today was gonna ask when I was 15. How you gonna tell a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old that I'm supposed to be scared of a lion? That's why they behind a cage at the zoo. But you was telling me once upon a time I was walking next to them. But the person themselves, because they don't understand what they read and what they believe and what they know, they had no way of explaining anything like this. They couldn't even explain. Okay, well, how come Eve was not ever afraid of the serpent? Because a serpent, again, to me, that big is an anaconda, which everybody is afraid of an anaconda. So why wasn't Eve afraid of the anaconda that was running around talking to her in the garden? When I'm sitting amongst people that are scholars, they had no idea. They were like, I don't know what to explain to you about this. I don't know how to explain this to you.
That's because it's not.
And that's why
it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to be like these. See, a lot of these.
It's not supposed to be what?
A lot of these things are not really supposed to be explained because of the way it's written. We also have to remember this too. There are so many that the way the book is designed, like we spoke about.
But you have a book, you have a Bible, a Quran, and a Torah, and all those books are three different ways of doing things. So at the end of the day, I have a Quran and I have a Bible, a King James Version, and I have a Jehovah's Witnesses New Testaments.
Right.
So at the end of the day, said you ain't supposed to, it's supposed to just be, because that's also
So
teaching the principle of accepting things without asking questions. And then those people are the folks that, like my pastor say, don't walk up in here with your arm broken talking about the Lord gonna heal me when he created a doctor.
so
Because
Jen,
you don't know who told you these rules and what these rules are supposed to be, you're supposed to be abiding by. This
right.
basic instructions. Because they
So
say you're
Jen,
just supposed to just follow just because you're supposed to just follow without asking any questions. So go ahead and walk
that
around with
is
your broken arm and your broken leg instead of going to the doctor that God created with the ministry gifts that he gave the world to heal. Because you say, well, I'm supposed to just do it and don't ask nothing, no questions. Just live with my broken arm looking like a chicken wing. Let's
right.
back to the video.
So hold on. Hold on. So how it's set up and designed is the Torah, from what you know, from the what they truly know. The Torah is the original. Then you get to the next one, the Injil, aka Bible, right? But before that, you had many books in between. You had the scrolls of Abraham and so many others. All right, so look, this is the thing about it. Torah, and then you get the Bible. The Messiah, the son of Mary, comes along and says, I did not come to change anything, but only to you know what I'm saying, keep going what already has been done. And
Fulfill.
then
The word was fulfill.
that's it. That's it. Fulfill it. I did not come to change anything of the word of the prophecy, only but to fulfill it. Correct. So then you get the Quran. And basically, that is just to be the follow up. A lot of people deny that, but it's really just a follow up. It's all the same stories, it's all the same things. You see? So when you say like they are actually designed to be the same, it's people that separate them. It's always baffled me if you look at a Muslim imam and you look at a daggone small hat rabbi, they look damn near the same. The beard, the dress, the clothing, everything. But for some reason, they arguing so much, right? And so we got all these different. So it's basically humans that have done that, not necessarily what the word is, what it is. And then last but not least, even down to what possibly could be about the fowl and the beast. I'm a huge, huge advocate in reading the book of Enoch. It speaks a large amount about that.
Yep, that's in the title
So
right
we
there at
have
the
to.
end.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to remember. I didn't even see that part. So we
Yep.
have to remember, right?
Y'all know I'm
We
stupid. That's what it was. I'm just
we
kidding.
have to know you're not. Don't say that about yourself. But we have to remember that it was once 88 books, people. And that's what always baffles me about, you know, the people of the book when they say, oh no, we got the complete word. This is it. It's nothing else. And it's like, yo, one, first and foremost, it's been translated so many times that you can't get the original text from the unless you got the original language. Second, it was 88 books and now it's 66. Do you know how much information has been removed? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying it's not true. All I'm saying is don't say to anybody you got to complete anything when there are endless pages ripped out. 88 to 66, that's 20 books removed. 20 books. A lot of people don't know about the scrolls of Abraham. A lot of people don't know about these things. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Did I go out? Did I go out? Okay. No. So I was just saying, like, a lot of people don't know about the scrolls of Abraham. A lot of people don't know about the simple fact to land it that they were 88 books, not 66. So when they talk about, oh, we didn't hear about animals, we didn't hear about this, bruh, it's been 20 books removed. I cannot possibly. Can you imagine, Jen, if I had a 480-page novel and I went on ahead and I ripped out 5 chapters of that novel and then I give it to you? You can see where pages are ripped out, the little slits in it in the crevice of the corner of the book. And if I rip out 5 pages of the daggone thing, would you have the whole story?
No.
I got 5 random chapters that is just completely removed from this whole book. It's really supposed to be 16 chapters, but now it's only what's that? 11? Because I ripped out 5. You got 11 out of 16 chapters, and you trying to go around and tell people with this book that I ripped pages out of that you got the whole story. That's the part that baffles me. That's all I'm saying. But what you do have is the story. It is what it is. But you don't have the whole story. So that's why it's a whole bunch of mysteries. That's why it's a whole bunch of mysteries and everything else when it comes to, you know what I'm saying? Well, the Bible really didn't explain this. Maybe it did. And maybe it was just taken out for whatever reason. I digress. My mic is muted. Right?
And there you go. All right, y'all. Y'all ready for this? I want to know.
Let me know when we get to the Giants.
Ooh, we're about to get into some of that. A couple questions though. Who were the Nephilim mentioned in the Bible then? Right? Were they literal beings, or were they like figurative, or were they both? Like even, like I remember reading, having the Jehovah's Witness book, and it was like this. It had pictures in the book, like it would open up to a full page of images of people running from turning into sand. Turning into salt. Giants on a mountain looking down over people, and people looking back, and I just remember asking questions, right? So outside of the Bible, are giants mentioned? Like, is there any other world, or is there any other faith-based or theological teachings that also speaks about the Bibles besides the Bible itself? So, or besides what we know about in the Bible itself? And did giants possess, like, did they have like abilities, or were they just like big humans? So it's a few questions I had. Were they just a giant-sized version, like a Shaq? Or were they actually like, like Wonder Woman, and they can be like dun 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 dun, dun and put their arm, their wrist together, and whatever happens, happens. I don't know. So, I had questions, and y'all know I got kicked out of better places, but that was one of them. Yeah, literal.
Why is that a flag? Oh man.
Listen, I done got kicked out of better places, but the Kingdom Hall.
Hey, and for the record, to everybody listening, just so y'all know, like, me and Jenna have like some very like some very like, you know what I'm saying, let's say hood words to say to each other online, offline. Jen has cussed me out worse offline, so just don't even mind it. I've just learned to just kind of let her get her shit off, and we go ahead, we keep it pushing. This is my folks, this is fam right here, and so don't anybody ever get that twisted. Every once in a while we just kind of have our moments, it's kind of that pit bull in her.
You just call me a dog or a bitch.
Nah, it's just more so the pit bull. I'm more of like a mastiff, I'm more like a terrier, you know what I'm saying? I'm more like
half human, half fallen.
You know what I mean? So don't y'all be mind.
Right. Don't mind us. Let's look at Beans.
Yeah. Do not mind. Do not mind.
My bomb is part pit bull.
You might hear us snap at each other real quick 2 lives from now. Don't mind it. It ain't shit. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, fam. You got it.
It is Jesus who right now is in his resurrected body, who invites us to a banquet, to eat, to participate in the new heavens and new earth.
Why do you think? Well, you talk about flattening it out, right? And that's a very good observation, right? I love cultural context. I don't think I look at the cultural context of some of the stories, specifically in Genesis, because I've heard so many vantage points that, well, this one could be figurative. This could be literal.
Sure.
This is Gilgamesh's. This is a remix of this. And,
right.
You're like, so how do I insert cultural context, humanity in the midst of it all? And then let's be real. I mean, it's okay. It's easy for us to embrace. Well, not easy for us. I would say there are some of us who it's easy for us to embrace the idea of a supernatural realm and demons and so on and so forth. It's it's not as easy for us to embrace certain things that we see in Genesis for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like, and I have to, I'm pointing to myself.
Yeah.
Because I believe and I've always believed that there is a God who is wrapped in human flesh, who died for my sins and resurrected. I believe that.
Yeah.
That is supernatural. It doesn't make sense. It's crazy to the scientific mind.
Yeah.
But I've struggled historically, not anymore. I've struggled historically to believe that there were giants walking the planet called Nephilim.
Right.
And are they demons or are they not demons? Why is that? What is that tension for you? And then what the heck are Nephilim? Okay, I gotta take another moment because listening to Joel talk about fighting spiritual battles is a reminder. Over from your Craig.
I mean, first of all, I think you just nailed it. C.S. Lewis has this really great quote. I opened the Unseen Battle with this. It comes from Screw Tape Letters, and I'll summarize them. He's basically like, listen, the enemy loves one of two things. Loves our obsessive nature to the things of the spiritual cosmic realm. Secondarily, loves if we act like none of that exists. Like we're living in total neglect of it. The enemy loves to play in both spaces. And the language he uses is he loves it when we are passionate about like the magicianship of it, or we become materialistic, like we demythologize the Bible. And you just said it, bro. It's like, man, we as followers of Jesus, that our whole faith hinges on like this statement that we believe that God became man, didn't lose an ounce of his divinity, took upon humanity, came to us through immaculate conception, through literal virgin birth, lived a perfect life, died on a real Roman cross, went to a grave, on the third day rose, defeated sin and death through death itself, and then hung out with the.
What happened to fair use? What's pull it into the station, park it. You on mute if you talking.
Oh, I said the word is pineapple, and I thought that I changed that. Sorry.
Go ahead.
That's what I said.
Being funny. Go ahead, rock out.
It's still pineapple.
Homies for a period of 40 days just to prove the point, and then literally ascends to the right hand of the, like, what part of that is not cosmic in nature?
Sure.
Right. And yet, why do we want to demythologize the rest of the scriptures? And so I think discernment is really important, that we're reading these texts in light of its natural context, and that we take a look at the Hebrew language and the way that the authors are actually presenting this to us. One of the things I think is really important is that we take the biblical language on its own terms. And so how do we discern like when we need to use cultural context, when we shouldn't? And I actually think it's based off of how the biblical writers themselves are communicating the text. So for instance, in Genesis 6, one of the big debates is, are the sons of God human children, human men, or are they angelic beings, right? And
so are the sons of God in the beginning of the book of the Bible, Black Lexicon, you over here, because you be knowing too. Are they human or are they or no?
So whenever you ready, I wanted to give my introduction to everybody on that. Once it's feasible, I want you to play what you playing out. But it's actually, you guys, a nice little introduction clip as we get to speaking about this, because like I told Jen, I've always been, I don't know, like a somewhat.
You didn't even answer the question. How did you even do that? You ain't hear me ask
because
you
it's part.
All you gotta do is answer the questions of make it flow, to keep it flow.
It's part biological, but it's also a part of it that's also biblical. And
right. So what the question was, what did he say? What did he ask us?
Are they no, you asked like as far
as
what
he just said.
And there's are the sons of God human children, human men, or are they angelic beings?
Not human.
So he asked the question.
They had offspring. Okay.
So that's what I was saying. I paused it to ask the questions. Everybody can get the question and hear what he was asking, and then I don't know where you went, but we going back to him moving
Where I
on.
went was I
It-
have an
I'm
example of
moving on
how
because
some
we're getting
people say
into the
it's both.
conversation. We weren't doing that. I was just asking the question so it could be a pause to say, hey, here was the question. It wasn't like, let me just get into a whole soliloquy. It was so answer. What do you think? Was it human or were they angelic? Everybody
Both.
get a chance to say something. Okay, so that's what we're going
It's
on
like
so that
both.
we can move on to the next part of what he's saying.
Right. And there's a reason why we want to demythologize it, honestly, because there's a lot of categories that this thing breaks for us. Why would angelic beings, how could they even have human sexual relations with women that produces the Nephilim? And then a lot of times what's quoted is the quote of Jesus in Matthew, where Jesus says, well, we'll be like the angels, not given over to marriage. But what I think is so fascinating is notice what Jesus says and doesn't say. Jesus says that we'll be like the angels, not given over to marriage. He doesn't say anything about inability or ability of sexual relations, right? And here's the other thing that I think is kind of fascinating. You have examples throughout the Old Testament of barren wombs that come alive, right? This is an act of God that he does. Well, what does the enemy like to do? Often work in counterfeit ways to what God is doing. But then here's the other one. You have angelic beings that are physically eating, physically walking. They're being seen by others like as men. Another fascinating thing, we never find an example of a angelic being being referred to as a woman. But you see always being referred to as a man, and the word that's used is not gender neutral. It is gendered. So at some point you're like, oh, they fit. So all of that to say, while we're trying to ask the
So when did there become female angels? If it's written that they're all men, because now on the TV we see angels and they're women. They're all, and then even down to the point of wearing white is like angelic, and the bride is wearing white. Like that. When did that change? If that was the case?
question, how can it happen? The biblical text is less interested in giving us a science lesson on the cosmology of spiritual beings and more about it did happen.
Right.
It
right,
did happen.
Right.
You know? And so in Genesis 6, a couple things that I want to do is, how do you know this? We want to use, Cray, the clear parts of scripture in order to help determine and interpret the unclear parts of scripture. So in Genesis 6, it's the Hebrew phrase Bene Elohim for sons of God. So I want to look and see, where does that Hebrew phrase Bene Elohim show up throughout the rest of scripture? Well, fascinating, in the book of Job, you have, which is in terms of dating, arguably dated very early. It's one of these kind of primordial, very early books that is written. And you have right off the get a divine council scene. In Job chapter 1, you have verse 6, it says, one day the Bene Elohim, the sons of God, came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan, or the article is there, Hasatan, also came with them. So it's like, wait a minute, is this a human earthly context? Did we transport some human sons up into the divine? I think 100% of biblical scholars and theologians and pastors and ministry leaders are so comfortable with saying, in this instance, sons of God are angelic beings, right?
Right.
Not just there. You also have in chapter 2, one day the Bene Elohim, the sons of God, show up. And it's not just there. Later in Job chapter 38, this is a really important one. Job 38, verse 6, this is God kind of like finally, after a whole bunch of silence, he's like, Job, let me just ask you some questions, right? And there's a really great Old Testament scholar named Eric Ortland. Do you know Ray Ortland?
Of course.
Ray's like brilliant Old Testament scholar. I kind of am convinced that Ray's family is the equivalent to like NFL families that have, you got Gavin, you got Dane, you got Eric's Old Testament, so he wrote a really great book on the book of Job, and he points out the Hebrew language on this, and he says, when God speaks, he speaks as a father with a rhetorical device in order to draw a child into conversation. Often we read kind of God's speech with Job, and it feels a little angry, like he's just going. That's not really this. There's some familial language that's like, hey, son, come on over. Let's talk about this. Let's process this. And this is that context of chapter 38. And God says in verse 6, what supports its foundations, or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together, and all the Bene Elohim and all the sons of God shouted for joy. This isn't the only place. It also shows up in Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9. I said the sons of God with the Lotman language there. When the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, the Dead Sea Scrolls affirm the Septuagint translation of that verse, which says the angels of God. There's a little bit of textual discrepancy because of an eminent.
So up until this point, what he's talking about is the interaction between the sons of God, if they're more of an angelic being, interacting with the people around, interacting with the people, the humans on the earth. So what? They would be lost again to earth for a time to destroy 2/3 of men. Okay. He said the Statue of Liberty reflects a female angel. Does it? Doesn't it look like a female angel? Oh.
Foundation in the Masoretic text. The Hebrew Bible is called has what's referred to the Masoretic text, right?
Yeah.
The Septuagint is the Hebrew Bible translated into Greek, right? The Septuagint is actually dated a little bit earlier than the Masoretic text, which is kind of fascinating, which lets us know. And the Dead Sea Scrolls are hundreds of years earlier than even the Septuagint. And so when the Dead Sea Scrolls came out and affirmed the Sons of God reading, it was like, wait a minute, that's like the earliest attested evidence for that. All that to say, okay, we now have multiple places in Scripture where we find sons of God as angelic beings, right?
Sure.
So how should we read Genesis 6?
Sons of God.
I mean, kind of what's clear, right? And then the defense to this is, well, no, they're human rulers. It's called the Sethite view, and the Sethite view is this thought that the righteous line of Seth, those righteous men, they have an unholy, evil relationship with the daughters of Cain. And the daughters of Cain are the women that are beautiful. And so the righteous line of Seth are the sons of God.
Wait. To me, it sounds like somebody just made this up.
No. It's not made up.
So
it's legit.
I'm saying, where did the Sethite view come from?
Wow, that's a whole whole conversation. The Sethite view, you can kind of trace its origin all the way back to a guy named Julius Africanus and Augustine.
Okay.
And it's.
But I'm saying, I'm not going to look in the scriptures and be like, oh, look at Seth sleeping with Cain's daughters.
No, it's not explicit in the text. And that's one of the big exegetical issues that you have is, where do you find sons of God synonymous with Seth's sons? You don't. Yeah. And you also have another issue. Where do you find the daughters of man being distinguished as the daughters of Cain? You don't find that, right? Okay. And then you have another issue. How does it make any coherent sense that you have human to human relationship, and it's the human to human relationship that produces the Nephilim, the giants?
Right.
It's like, wait, what? Like, how does that work?
Okay. So let's just go down this rabbit hole of believing the sons of God are indeed angelic beings.
Yep.
The daughters of man are human women. Angelic beings slept with human women.
Yep.
And made giants.
And then they made these offspring called the Nephilim. Now, a couple of things I can already anticipate. People are like, this dude is whack. This dude is wild. I cannot believe he's right. He's talking about speculating about snakes and like astral projection into that. And now we got over here. Okay, listen, this is not a new and novel idea. In fact, the earliest church tradition held an angelic view of Genesis 6. Philo, who is a contemporary of Jesus, a Jewish dude, he held to an angelic view, right? Even some early church fathers, you have Irenaeus, Origen, and Justin. Like these dudes, Tertullian, these dudes held to an angelic view. What ends up happening is Augustine and right before him, Julius Africanus, they hold to a human view because they're dealing with a heresy at the time. And Augustine was a Manichaean, and the Manichaean kind of cult, they loved the Book of Enoch, and they loved kind of that whole thing. And so I actually think Augustine kind of had his own little personal kind of vendetta that he's trying to deal with, and push away from. But in terms of church history, the earliest dating is an angelic view, right?
Yeah.
So now it's just and you nailed it. Like, okay, what is going on with the Nephilim? right? And who are they? So I grew up in the church, right? My grandparents are missionaries in India. They've been there for 65 years, just faithfully serving in India. Unique to have an Indian kid.
You said pineapple?
Who was all I've ever known is the story of Jesus, really, you know? And in all of that, like grew up in the Chicagoland area, and Vacation Bible School is like the most epic thing. And there's this highlight reel of stories that Vacation Bible, right? And I think the flood is one of them. The flood, right?
For sure.
Arguably a top three.
Top three, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
To answer, I have I haven't done it yet, but I'm making a thumbnail for that. But yeah, I think what was that the show I talked about it? That's the Incubus. Oh, I didn't show y'all that yet. Okay, I don't think I showed y'all this yet. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I don't think I showed y'all this one yet. But yeah, that's about the Incubus. He said if you ever had specs in your sleep and it felt so real. Yeah, there's a there's a spirit. The Incubus is for the woman, and the succubus is for the woman, and the Incubus is for the men, right? So for the men who feel that she is she's an entity with a mission, and for them, I guess for the women, the Incubus is for the same thing. He said that's how they did it. He said as in slept, called what, sleeping with someone. Well, yeah, they had angelic to human relations, right? Angelic to human relations, and it created this Nephilim. So we're gonna take a quick break because I need to get something to drink, y'all. So we're gonna take us a quick little breaky break, y'all. Is that okay with y'all? Is that okay? I'm gonna let this ride right quick. And I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the restroom and I'm gonna give me something to drink. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there it goes. All right, let's see.
Here's your chance. Show me already.
Yes, sir.
Over 150 years, archaeological excavations across America have yielded reports that challenge our understanding of prehistoric human populations. 7-foot skeletons, 8-foot remains, even 12-foot claims documented in official reports. In case after case, these discoveries were sent to one destination, the Smithsonian Institution. Today, we investigate what happened to this evidence.
The idea that giant bones were actually found in a cave in Nevada may sound far-fetched to some. But the truth is that there were many such discoveries reported during the Wild West.
In the southwestern United States, there's several very strange stories of these dead corpses or skeletons being found regularly. In terms of the reports of giants, this is a compelling motif. People were fascinated by this idea of a giant race that had lived here previously. And this connects to a lot of biblical belief that tended to be fairly literal back in the day. And the Bible talks about back when there was a race of giants that lived among the earth.
The Creator then chained the sentinels and cast them onto the prison planet along with their abominations. I am a Nephilim.
Well, is there proof of the existence of giants or Nephilim as referenced in the book of Genesis in the Bible? And more importantly, are they being hidden by our government in places like the Smithsonian Institute, perhaps like in plain view, places that are visited by millions of people every year? Are they underground? What is the government hiding from us with this story? President Trump just called for a full-scale audit of the Smithsonian. So what will we learn from that audit, if anything? Does it relate to giant humanoids?
There's stories on Catalina Island of giants. They used to have Native American remains that they would display. You know, they're burials that have been dug up. So they passed a law that makes it illegal to display Native American remains. But what is Native American?
Exactly.
And so now it's illegal to display what may or may not have been found.
That was the loop around that law that came out, that any Native American artifacts, they go back to the tribes with the exception of the Smithsonian. They're the only exception to where they don't have to send back Native American artifacts.
They
or
are
bones.
villains.
Dude.
You are a very bad giant.
Has no regrets.
Can you believe that? Perhaps even, let's compare it to the size of my head. Andre,
In a world where the extraordinary meets the ordinary, there exists a captivating phenomenon that has enthralled mankind for centuries.
I'm not a giant, okay? I'm just like an average size. You guys are really little.
We may be small.
Real-life giants. Where a normal human being can hardly grow beyond 6 feet in height, these towering figures can grow over 8 feet and literally stand out from the crowd.
Hi, my name is Sultan, tallest man.
We humans are always fascinated when we encounter something other than usual. Such is the case with extraordinary human heights.
And this is Robert Father, a mere dwarf of 6 feet.
When we see a human that surpasses the human height, we are drawn to it. Whether it's genetic factors, medical conditions, or any reason for their extraordinary height, these real-life giants really push our understanding of what's normal.
No, boy!
What?
Do it!
Yeah.
Off the ice! No!
Ah!
I am so sorry.
Your deer is getting away.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that was cool. Wasn't that cool, y'all? That was cool. What is that, a game? What is that, from a game?
That's from God of War. So basically the concept in which
Who?
I was presenting,
The game?
God of War. Yeah, that's God of
Okay.
War Ragnarok. So the
Oh, yeah.
concept, the concept that I was giving about is how from video games, TV shows, movies, biblical, even down to historical records, it's always been talk about giants. Now, the reason why I was saying earlier, possibly both, if you go by strictly the biblical sense, then you would say, yes, they were the ones who were the fallen angels who mixed with humans. Thus, we got the Nephilim giants. Okay. That's why I'm saying it. Then the other side of it is how they said in the video I showed, it could be medical conditions. Like, for example, gigantism is an actual medical condition. Now, if you go about it from the health and science perspective, it's a condition that they have. So it all depends on how you look at it. Because if you think about it, back in the back in prehistoric days, right? I want people to follow what I'm saying. I'm gonna be quick with it. In the prehistoric days, you had mosquitoes, a certain like locusts that were like the size of dinner plates. Okay. Now, why was that? Because the oxygen was much more rich. The much richer the oxygen, the larger something grows, generally speaking, through science. So back then, before we had all of these plants that's pumping out all this smoke and tractor trailers and exhaust and everything messing up, when the oxygen was at its purest, it is possible that just like how insects were able to grow really large, possibly humans were able to do the same thing. So it depends on which lens are you looking at it through. You see what I'm saying? Because the fact is, like they said, there were bones that were found that to be about 7 to 8 feet. We see people, Shaq is 7'7", if I'm not mistaken, about 7'7", 7'8". Yao Ming is taller than Shaq. So, you know, and that's right now today. That man is still living. Back during those days, somebody like him might be considered a giant. Does that mean that Shaq is part Nephilim? That's my point. Andre the Giant, is he part Nephilim? Yao Ming, is he part Nephilim? All these NBA players and really, really big people that we see, are they part Nephilim? That's the question. But I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead and rock out with what you got. Because I also have because I also, you know, I don't know what you got. I'm not, you know, trying to, but you know, I do have a short little you know, something as far as like the history on it and everything else for you too, if you wanted to. But go ahead and rock out with what you got.
Okay, well, I stopped and paused to show that video while we took a quick break.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Let him get back to
yeah,
this
let's get
part,
back to
and
it.
then this part be over soon. Okay, hold on.
How come nobody ever deals with Genesis 6, 1 through 4 with the flood narrative?
In terms of the Nephilim being flooded?
Bro, I mean, we love the flood.
Because that's, now you've got to create many theologians who have to wrestle with the idea of half human, half angelic beings roaming the earth.
Right.
And I mean, like, let me push fast forward really fast.
Yeah.
Do you think they all were decimated in the flood, or are they still with us?
Oh man, you really messed me up. Okay, I think there's a little detail.
You already told me your answer by that. That pause told me. That pause told me your answer. That pause told me I gotta go and tuck my kids in tonight and tell them be careful. There's Nephilim out here. That's what you just said.
No. Listen, here's what I think. I think the text in Genesis 6, or Genesis 6, 1 through 4, it says that the Nephilim were on the earth in those days and in the days after. And you got to deal honestly with that.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out what's going on with Joshua and the conquest. One of the things about Joshua and the conquest is he seems to be a part of, I'm not saying the entire conquest, I'm just saying a part of the conquest seems to be dealing with the leftover Nephilim that are referred to as giant clans, right?
Yep.
This is why David fights Goliath.
That's right.
Goliath from Gath. What is Gath? A giant clan. Goliath has brothers that later the David narrative tell us that he's got to deal with those Nephilim as well, right? And so part of the issue is the issue of the flood. What happens with the flood?
This is a song about my first.
No, it's not a song. It's not. It's a song about nothing right now. That's what the song is.
I don't feel the timeless. You know what it is. That's that Genesis vintage, yeah. Vintage.
I know what you're going.
Real soft touch, no
For
game.
everybody who doesn't know where he's going, Shaq is a Nephilim. That's what he's trying to say, and it's why it's unfair for him to have been in the NBA because he's a. No, I'm just joking.
But honestly, if it's anybody, it's Wemby. Like
Wemby's a Nephilim.
I mean, man, that man got handles.
It's out of control.
He 3.
Who is Wemby? I don't know who Wemby is. Y'all.
They might be talking about a player.
Is Wemby taller than, bigger than Shaq?
Yeah, they're talking about a basketball player. Go ahead.
I know that, but I was saying, did you know who Wemby was?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Plays basketball.
I don't know, but he's bigger than Shaq.
He's a very tall guy. I mean, so like, yeah, I mean, it's Yeah, he's
You don't know.
he's up there. No, I'm just saying he's up there. Like he's a tall guy. I don't know his actual height and everything else, but when they said the name, I know you're talking about. Yeah, that's why I was
So
saying
have
all
you
these.
have you seen him before?
Of course, pull up a picture. You want me to pull up a picture of him?
No,
real quick?
I was just asking you. Oh my God, what's wrong with you today about answering questions? Have you seen him before? I'm asking, is he tall? Is he bigger than Shaq?
Yes, he's a basketball player. I keep
I
saying
got that
it.
part because he brought they're referring to Shaq. So we got the fact that they're talking about basketball and other people and other people that are as tall as Shaq, which is not a lot
I'm
of
saying
them, right?
I don't. Okay, there we go. He helped us out. He's 7'5". Yeah, I don't know his exact. And I mean, honestly, from what I'm gonna, I don't know. Maybe he's taller than Shaq. I don't know. I think Shaq's 7'7". But anyway, yeah.
Okay,
He's
because he
7'5".
said,
Yeah, he plays basketball.
oh, okay.
That's
I
what
know
was
that part.
saying.
They're talking about basketball. We know that part. I was just
I'm
asking
just saying, when
from my
you
own
ask, do I
understanding,
know
who is
who
Wemby and is he
is?
taller than Shaq?
When
That's
you
all I wanted
ask-
to know.
Oh, taller. Yeah. I was about to. No, I know. I'd have told you.
That's all I said. I said, who is Wemby?
No, you
And I
didn't.
know he's a basketball
you
player. I
did.
did. And then I said,
did.
is he taller than Shaq? Why are they mentioning him? Is he taller than Shaq?
I don't
And
know
you're
that
like-
part, but do I know Wemby? Yes, he's a basketball
Okay.
player.
Right. And you say he played with the Spurs? Okay. But I was just asking because they're saying he got hands and he's big like Shaq. Is that why they're saying that? 'Cause Shaq is 7'5" and he's big like Shaq. Okay. Let me see. There. Okay. So that's all I want.
Whereas, like at the
Out of
free throw,
control. It's out of control.
it's out of control.
It's either godly or demonic. I don't know which.
We
one
don't know
yet.
which one. Or God is redeeming all things.
That's it, yeah,
And we're
okay.
living in the light of the cross. And so, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. But go
okay,
ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's and this is a legitimate theological view. You can disagree with it. It
Mhm.
doesn't deny the deity of Christ
Yeah.
or the resurrection. But I think it's something that we ought to consider.
Sure.
What the flood possibly was not a global flood.
Mm-hmm.
It's a legit possibility that the flood, the Hebrew phrase "kolaretz," the whole earth, is a phrase that's used elsewhere by the biblical authors to talk about the known world or the known land to the author at the time.
Sure.
Right?
So now is that becoming a flat land? The earth is round, the earth is flat part of the conversation. Because they're saying, based on what they said, from what they can see, everything around them is flooded. So the assumption is everything else is also flooded.
So when it says the whole earth flooded, it
Yeah.
could very well be that the whole earth is in the mind of the ancient writer and what they know of. And there's this cataclysmic, like massive event that takes place, and it's a flood, it's a deluge. You've got science issues, you've got miraculous issues
Sure.
with the global flood idea, and then you have a grammar issue because like kolaretz is actually used elsewhere, right? And then you have the Nephilim issue.
Yeah.
So what I think happens with the flood is you have a globalized extreme event that changes the very nature of the biosphere of like the entire earth.
Mhm.
And with that, you can have pockets of places that were absolutely decimated
Mhm.
by a flood, by a deluge, which also helps us make sense of how you can have the same story of the flood, some deluge, some kind of massive thing, along with the fragments of stories of these giants in the Mesopotamian myth, it's the Kalu, along with serpentine imagery in archaeological finds, iconography in archaeological digs. So it's like the
Jen,
question
let me
is,
know where I
how
can
do
get
you
in there,
find that?
please.
You said pineapple?
Bag of cherries. Mango slices. Okay, look right. I'm just, God, look, man. This is to the crowd. This is to the audience. This is how you will sound if you subject yourself to something that has much more to it and you only seclude yourself right here. You'll get to making up stuff and guessing, and I think, when the answer is still right around you. Are you willing to actually seek it out? Because in that very book that's in his lap, it also says, seek and ye shall find. That includes the truth, people, not just Jesus. And even if Jesus is the light, the way, and the truth, then seek the truth. Figure out what does all of this mean to the best of your ability to what is still amongst you. And we are in a day and age where everything, for the most part, there's nothing you don't have access to. Thank you, AI. Everybody give a shout out to Nancy. Shout out to Nancy. Can Nancy get a round of applause for giving us the answers that we usually don't know?
Oh,
Just
you were
real quick.
asking me to give Nancy a round of
Yes.
applause. Okay.
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes, yes. There we go. Quick round of applause for Nancy. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, Jen.
In multiple places all over the world, right?
Yeah.
But there was no like FaceTime or Instagram or like any
to be
way
able to compare.
That's exactly right.
And I the reason why I tend to agree with that vantage point is because when you see even the writers of Genesis articulating, you know, the landscape, the sea, the sky and the ocean below, they're functioning off their limited understanding of what our atmosphere and the earth looks like. So
100%.
it's like
their vantage point is Hebrew cosmology based off of what they can know and they can understand.
Right.
And there's a sense that there's a theological term called accommodation, that God doesn't feel the need to correct their science.
Right.
What he's trying to do is correct their theology.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, actually, what's more important than the science right now? You'll get to the science when you know a couple hundred years. Like, you'll figure that out.
So now that even adds more, like, so every person's writing from their vantage point as far as what they see across the globe, across the land.
That is exactly what most of the books, if you go to the New Testament, even if you go to Matthew and Luke and all of that, a lot of people don't even realize that Mark was like almost 235 years before Matthew, but yet Matthew is the first book. But all of these books, even Paul's account, are hundreds of years after the coming of the Messiah, the Son of Mary. He was not there during the day. He wasn't like taking notes and watching as he was pouring out the fish and walking on water. Wasn't thought of for 2 centuries and some change. 2 centuries and some change before he came along and was writing his account. I want you to imagine 300 years from now, somebody's telling you a story about Tupac. Okay, imagine that. Okay, put it like that. I digress. My mic is muted.
What really matters is don't be deceived by the gods of the nations.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the Genesis 6 and the Nephilim thing is really important, because why are there only 4 verses in Genesis 6? Because the biblical author of the time doesn't feel the need to expand on a story that was already well known in the time period. Okay. So let's do a little bit. You cool with a little game, like little teaser here?
I like games.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make a statement to you, and this should be very easy for you.
Okay.
But I want you to interpret what I'm saying. Cray, who's the GOAT, MJ or LeBron?
MJ.
Okay, but when I say MJ, who am I referring to?
Michael Jordan.
And how did you know I was talking about Michael Jordan, not Michael Jackson?
Because you compared him to LeBron.
Right. And then when I say GOAT, what do I mean?
The greatest of all time.
But how do you know I meant greatest of all time? That's an acronym and not a furry animal.
Because our cultural context gives us the understanding of what GOAT is.
Okay, now I want you to think about this. Think about this very clip.
So that explains some of the mystery or the unspoken in the Bible, because it was based on the cultural context, or they had a reference to the cultural context at the time. Of course, they knew who they were talking about.
All I'm gonna say is all I'm gonna say is
statement right before it. Go 500 years later.
We're all confused.
You good. All I'm gonna say is that was very crafty, but I personally see through it. I'll get to it in a little bit. Go ahead, play the video. Nah, that was crafty. That was slick. Nah, we see.
That's what he said.
Nah, yeah, I know that's what he said. Go ahead.
Okay. And what are people gonna have to do? They're gonna have to like go through the archives, find the stream of this thing called The Last Dance.
Yep.
And they got to figure out, wait, is it an actual dance or not? It's not. What is this, right? And they're going to have to
What is a
dig
goat?
up.
Why is he? Is it an animal or what is it?
Yeah, like 100%. So the reason for that is to say we actually do this right now so well because we're embedded into that story. The biblical authors are
Jen,
human.
can I say this?
They're being inspired by the divine author, and the biblical authors themselves don't feel.
I just wanted to say that Lecrae is the GOAT right now for being able to keep
a what
face while this man is continuing to talk.
He's talking to some very contentious people as well,
Yeah.
so he does a good job of just like okay and getting involved, even though he don't agree or
He is the
like
GOAT for
yeah.
I'm not going to say, of course, it's an interview. Allow him to keep going, look, but I'm just saying his
You should
ability.
see the one where he talked to the other dude, the guy that breaks through all the religions, like everything he asked him from every religion. The guy, like this, it's crazy, but yeah, and you know he has his own struggles. So shout out to Lecrae for having
no, and for the
that
record,
passes
no,
beyond.
this is dope. Like this is a really good like I like the what's going on here. I'm just saying as far as like this really is an example of when you limit yourself to what is an infinity of information. This is exactly how you will sound. You will think of stuff, your imagination runs wild, and you'll be trying to think of what it could be. And the whole point of everything is it's right there. You actually can get the answer, but you don't want to step outside of those 66 books to get the answer. So you'll limit yourself and say, nah, this is it. If it's not here, then I can't find the answer. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Boy, go ahead, Jen. We gonna get to it on my end in a minute. You just keep on rocking out. I'm here with you. Let's go.
And need to be able to unpack an entire narrative that was already well known to the people of the time.
Hold on. If I had an applause button, I'd hit that right now. You know that was fire, right? You know that was fire. But go ahead. I digress.
So what is that story? The story is the Mesopotamian story of the Apollo and the flood narrative. And so Genesis 3:6 and Genesis 11, in my view, and it's not really just my view, this is what many Semitic scholars, Hebrew scholars, Second Temple literature scholars, Mike was kind of famous for saying,
hey sugars, hey Mo Love X. I mean, of course, it's gonna. If you are amongst the many biblical scholars that are adding their view, I mean, we can go back to the fact that some people believe that the whole Bible is a whole book of biblical scholars. So, I mean, at the end of the day, but yeah, let him explain his explanation, because then he gets into the whole book of Enoch, which is, yeah.
saying that he never had a new or novel idea. And I'm just like Mike. I'm like, man, nothing that I'm saying is new. Nothing is like, because honestly, new theology is often just heresy. And we ain't trying to be heretics out here. You can disagree on secondary issues, but we want to find things that are rooted in cultural tradition, historic tradition, and in reception history, how the story has been received throughout kind of time and space. And so these are ideas that are well known. The book of Enoch, now this is where things are going to get wild. The book of Enoch is actually 3 different books. The first section of it, the book of the Watchers, I think it's like chapters 1 through 36, is that section is the most historically reliable. The second 2 are kind of whack and wild, and they're way later dated.
Now, why is it historically reliable?
Okay, so the reason why it's more historically reliable is because of the writing and the correlation of the data points that the writing gives with other events that are taking place at that exact time period, and how it's referring to those ideas earlier on. Another very big reason that I would argue that Enoch, particularly the Watchers, is more reliable is because how the New Testament itself interacts with Enoch, right? Okay. So Jude, I think it's like 5 and...
Oh my God, did you get that? Did you get all that?
Yeah, I just wanted to say when he says the other books it gets a little more wacky. Decoding that, I can comprehend, or I can at least get The first book, you want to know why? Because the first book really correlates a lot with the book that's in his lap. The other two books, it's nothing really wacky about it at all. It's right on point. It's in context. It's very, very much so concise. It's just that he can't comprehend it.
No.
That's it. That's all basically by decoding. When he says those other two books are wacky, that's just his way of saying, I just really don't understand. But he won't say that. Instead of humbling yourself and saying, you know what? Maybe I need to study the other two books a little bit more. Maybe I need to get a better clarification of what they're really saying. No, he's just going to dismiss them. Because why? It's a whole lot in the other two books that doesn't go against the 66 that's in his lap. It's just the fact of it adds things that they deny to this very day. I digress. My mic is muted.
6 and 2 Peter actually quote the book of Enoch.
So why is it not?
Do you see? No, real quick. Pause,
it's
pause,
actually
pause,
debated
pause.
in the.
And you know yourself, I didn't know he was going to say that. Oh, bag of cherries, mango slices,
I did.
mango slices. Yeah, you know, I did not know he was going to say that. As far as like, notice how he said, yeah, because this part correlates what's in what the book that's in his lap. That's why those are the parts that they will agree with. It has nothing to do with, is it the truth? Is it concise? Is it actually God's word? It's all about what correlates. Is confirmation bias at its highest level. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
In the first century church, there are some church fathers who wanted to canonize it, others who didn't want to canonize it. And in the place of larger disagreement, they opted not to canonize it.
Okay.
I actually agree. I actually agree with the idea of it not being canonized because there's too many issues.
Too much
Speculation, authorial questions. It's pseudo epigraphical, which means it's just a fancy way of saying that it's a writing that is falsely attributed to like the wrong person, basically. And so you just have some questions and issues. But just because it's not canon doesn't mean it's not helpful.
Okay.
It's not valuable. Right. And we just want to rightly read it. And so I actually had somebody I was on with Sean McDowell on his podcast recently. And I had somebody who kind of commented and was like, hey, how does this make any sense? Why would we use the book of Enoch, which is arguably written like late 2nd century, early 3rd century, as historical background information for Genesis 6, which is written like well before that? I mean, we're talking pre-exilic period, right?
Yeah.
Like, how can we say that Enoch helps us translate? Here's how you can. There's a third story. And Genesis 6 is aware of this third story. And the book of Enoch is aware of this third story. And Enoch, particularly the book of the Watchers, is actually using the exact same language as hyperlinks to this third story.
Okay.
This third story is the Mesopotamian myth. And this Mesopotamian myth is a contemporary of the Genesis 6 story. So basically what the book of Enoch is doing, I think is doing a couple things for us. One, it is retrieving for us the perspective that was present in Genesis 6. And then it's transmitting that. Actually, the second thing is preserving it. So it's retrieving that story, it's preserving it so it doesn't get lost, right? And now what it's doing is it's transmitting that story back to us so that we'll be aware of it. And the book of Enoch, why it's so important, Craig, and this is all like spiritual warfare stuff, which is so important, is the book of Enoch kind of gives this background of the sin of the Watchers, which, by the way, the Hebrew word for Watchers is actually an Aramaic word that shows up in Daniel, where is it? In Daniel chapter 10, where, no, it's earlier. Anyways, like Daniel 4, where the word watcher is used, and it's referring to a holy one coming down from heaven. So you have the term watcher in the book of Daniel. Not only do you have the term watcher in the book of Daniel, but then you have the book of Enoch, which is actually referring to the sons of God as a synonymous term, which is these watchers. What do the watchers do? It's so wild. The watchers do an unholy exchange. They exchange secret knowledge that they had in exchange for the human daughters. So in my book, in the Unseen Battle, when I get to this rebellion, the second rebellion, Genesis 6, I make an argument, and my view, my belief
So the Watchers are in this book, this extra separate book that's been taken away. So these Watchers are supposed to be us. They're also the son of God, and they had an inappropriate exchange with women, human women. Okay.
Belief is that human sex trafficking has an origin story, and its origin story is Genesis chapter 6.
My body can do.
That might strike a chord with people. Did you hear that part?
Yes, I did.
That might strike a chord with somebody. That might strike a chord. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. He said the origin story. Hey, Chocolate. Oh, let me take her down. Hey, Chocolate. Oh.
You see something here. Go to
Hey,
your
Chocolate.
DM.
Thunder.
Go to your DM.
Hey, look. Okay, let me let him finish playing this. What he just said, y'all. Let me hold on. Oh, hold on the volume.
Found that one. I found that one.
I don't know, like crazy moments in the story of Genesis alone, right? And like
story and its origin, this rebellion, the second rebellion, Genesis 6. I make an argument, and my view, my belief is that human sex trafficking has an origin story, and its origin story is Genesis chapter 6.
Okay. There's a lot of falls, a lot of like
You said
I don't know, like
you said go to my what?
Go to your DM, IG. You can pull that up.
Oh, okay. I don't got my IG.
Second book. Second.
Hold on. I got
crazy.
I know at one point we was talking about this before, and Lord ADS put a link to all the books or missing books or books of the Bible that were taken out. Yep, it was a whole link. I don't have my IG up, but hold on.
Moments in the story of Genesis alone, right?
Right.
And well, one, because you're talking about ancient spiritual warfare. I do want to dive into that.
Yeah.
Right. I want to put a pin in there for a second. But I got it because I don't feel like the question got answered.
Okay.
So I just need I need some little bit of clarity.
Yeah.
Are Nephilim demons?
Oh yeah.
Or are they just half human, half angels?
Yeah, you're okay. You're right. I didn't answer the question because I got off on my own rabbit trails. Okay.
Are Nephilim demons or half human, half angels?
Nephilim, the actual term, is a term to describe the disembodied spirits of half angelic and half human beings. So the term Nephilim itself is translated in the Septuagint as Gigos, which is giants. And because they are this unholy mixture, they are part spiritual being, but they're part human. And now their spiritual reality, after their body dies, it has nowhere to go. So the spirit is disembodied because it takes after its angelic kind of patronage. And in light of that, it's stranded on the earth. Now, this is well understood that became a book on this concept, and it's the origin of evil spirits in Second Temple literature. So when you're reading through Second Temple literature, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Enoch, elsewhere, it tells us that these Nephilim become these warrior kings, but they're also savage. Like they tear apart things, they're cannibals, they drink blood, which by the way is where we get the stories of vampires. That's a whole different side note. Like all of these things are all present, but when they are killed, when they're taken care of, Og of Bashan in the Bible is considered a Nephilim. Nimrod is very likely of a Nephilim descendant. Goliath comes from the clan of the Nephilim. And so there are these terms in the Hebrew Bible, Nephilim, Anakim, and Rephaim. And these three terms are all terms that are related to these beings, these unholy mixtures, half angelic and half human, and they create chaos. Now, if you have something that is half angelic and half human, what are they? They're unclean. That's why, and this is where things get really interesting. in the New Testament, particularly in the Gospels, what the New Testament calls quote unquote demon, daimonion, in the Gospels particularly. It's
Daimonion. That sounds like somebody's name from the hood. Daimonion. Hey, Daimonion. Girl, y'all about to come. We about to be at Daimonion graduation. That sounds like somebody's name.
actually not referring to the same beings of the sons of God. It's referring to the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim.
Mm-hmm.
So think about Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Luke chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus comes and does a demon exorcism.
Yep.
And it's so interesting that the spiritual being, it freaks out when it sees Jesus and says, what are you doing here? Right? We know and uses the plural tense. We know who you are. You're the Holy One of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, has the time come? Like they're terrified because they've been waiting for the time when the Mashiach, the anointed one, would come. And then what does Jesus say? Jesus says later on in Luke, he says, if by the hand of God I cast out demons, then the kingdom of God has come upon you.
Mm.
So you literally have as a sign and a seal of the inbreaking kingdom of God, we find demon exorcism in the Gospels.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea of the Nephilim is that the Nephilim are these half-breed spiritual beings, half spiritual, half human, and as a result, after they die, their spirits are aimless. They're wandering. They're trying to make sense of, and this is why they want to embody. This is why they want to possess.
Right.
They
don't have anywhere to,
and they remember what it was like to be embodied. Right. This is also why I think they go chaotic and they go kind of mad because they're just trapped, aimless.
But that's crazy how we saw that in the movie The Sixth Sense, right? And we'll see it all the time in movies how something would take possession, and the story, even like what was it, the one with the movie, the scary movie with the nun, the one with the ring, like all of it has that same theme. Like this energy and this spirit is trapped. It can't pass over. It can't. You know, it's not going anywhere.
Act?
Huh?
You talking about Sister Act?
So what about the sons of God who actually slept with these women? Where does their spirit go?
Yeah, this is good. So the sons of God of Genesis 6, that is one rebellion.
Okay.
The sons of God of Genesis 11, read in light of Deuteronomy 32, 8 and 9, is a different rebellion.
Okay.
In Genesis 6, the sons of God that go into this unholy alliance, 2 Peter tells us that they're actually trapped right now and they're imprisoned in Hades, in the depths of Sheol, right?
Okay.
Which is, I mean, I don't know if we have the time for all of this stuff, but like, you know, when Jesus descends in Ephesians, I think it's Ephesians 4, it says that Jesus descended. What could it mean that the one who descended, but that he had ascended as well? So the one who ascended had to descend, and he went and he proclaimed the gospel to the spirits, and he carried the captives.
Isn't Hades hell?
Isn't what?
I thought that's what Hades is hell.
Agreeing with Sister Act. It's all good.
No, I never said anything about Sister Act. You're trying to be funny.
No,
okay.
Because no. You know that woman's evil. Anyway, go ahead. Oprah Winfrey is evil. Not Oprah Winfrey. What's her name? See, I can't even remember her name because curse the devil. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, well, you guys get the picture.
What you say, send her? I'm not sending no picture.
I said you guys get the picture on this one. I'm gonna stop this video, and if you got something you want to show, you can go ahead and hold on.
All right. Yeah. No, it's right along in the correlation of what it is that we speaking about. All right, so
Okay.
first of all, when he was talking about the books, the books of Enoch and stuff like that. Well, the second book itself even speaks about the angels that they talk about in the Bible that they have reference to, like Raphael, Israel. blowing the trumpet, everything else. So I mean, you know, a lot of these things they do speak about and they do talk about all through the book of Enoch. Many different sections of it does speak about what is referred into the Bible. They just took pieces of it, which for whatever reason that was done, it was done. But I at least am glad to know that I know that it was done so I can take it for what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get to it. This is pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and listen. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but we'll see how it go. Let's go. Just to get a good feel of things.
They descended into the plains and they chose each one woman that they desired to wed. That story is elaborated in the book of Enoch. In fact, that's where the story comes from, is the book of Enoch. That little reference in Genesis, if you want to know the full story of what the author is alluding to, you read First Enoch, specifically the book of the Watchers. The antediluvian world was considered, again, almost universally by the primary ancient cultures around the world as the golden age. Of course, this is a term that comes from the Greeks, and they all have their own terms for it. For example, the ancient Egyptians referred to it as Zep-Tepi, the first time. It's the same thing. It's the same idea. So what is the golden age? What is the first time? This is the time when the gods descended from heaven and co-inhabited the earth with mankind. And furthermore, copulated with human women and progenerated hybrid offspring.
So I'm thinking now, we were just talking about the book of Genesis 6.
Genesis 6.
A confusing passage where the church fathers are somewhat divided on it. You know, one explanation of Genesis 6, the sons of God looked on the daughters of men and found them to be beautiful and went and did the thing that men and women do. That one reading of that is it's demons or something. Angels or demons mating with human beings.
Now, what I want to go ahead and make clear to people that may not be here, it's all through biblical texts, or should I say the word of God. Now, the thing about it is, so like Jen, us knowing that you've had people like Shaq size and taller, like, you know, it's actually even gone into elaboration that the son of Mary, the Messiah, he wasn't short. He was actually very tall. He was very tall, they say. He wasn't a small person. So how do you see from the spiritual or religious aspect and what they look at as a science, you know, like science and nature, the conditions and things of that nature? So like what side do you lean more towards?
More towards what?
The how giants, how very, very large humans came to be. Do you see it as more so there are just some people that are really big? Or do you see it as no, it has to be that they mixed with the angels? Because I got a question right behind that, but I just want to, ask you that first.
So are you asking, do I think it's science or is it biblical? Because science is just that there's really big people. There's small dysmorphia, there's large dysmorphia. So, but then if it's biblical, then those small people and large people are created from, or
you
descendants
actually
of that.
went right to where I was going. You went right to where I was going, because I've always wondered, well, if they say that the only way for someone to be a giant is to be, well, then are the M people mixed with something, like or is that just a human defect? And that's where a lot of people basically get their base argument from. Like, is it just one way when it comes to people who are taller? Because if we were to make that argument, can you make the same argument for someone who's a lot smaller?
Well, and then too, then you have to scientifically you have to explain the degeneracy on both ends, right? Because from what we understand, how they explain like dwarfism and the small person's disorder, They explain that
Right.
because they're, because of the certain DNA and certain genes and certain, what mixed with what. So you'd they'd have to find the scientific explanation for giantism and the huge part of it. And it
But
makes them so
the
big.
thing, the thing that
But then what mixed with what to create? Because then if it's biblical, then where are the small people at in the Bible as well?
you
I
know
don't know.
what
That's
else
crazy.
really, really gets to me about it too? Like the whole factor of like, all right, for example, let's say from aliens and all that. I had no clue where I am located. I'm right down the street from Washington, D.C. And they got a whole museum called the Smithsonian. I remember going to that very museum as a kid for field trips. That was like one of the number one field trips they'll take the elementary kids to, elementary through middle, probably even high school. That was a field trip. Like everybody in this area has taken a field trip to that Smithsonian. And all the decades I've been there, never once have I ever heard anything about no giants. And I find that to be fascinating. Like, to think. So I just wonder, like, how much of this is really in our face when it comes to, like I said, the video games, the movies, and everything else. But they just chose to, in real life, hide from us. So they'll put it in our face when it comes to a cartoon and everything else, but you can't put it in our face when it comes to a museum. They'll give
So
us
what's the Mount Rushmore supposed to be? Wasn't that supposed to be like already like carved up, and then they just? No, I'm not saying it didn't. The president's face is in it, but there was like they say there's like images in the mountains already. You know how they'll say like this island, if you look at it from above, the island looks like it's a lady laying down taking a nap. What the hell?
I've come across the leaf that looked like a hand real quick. I've come across, I've seen a tree limbs that looks like, a human arm or something like that, or the way the split at the base of the bark of the tree may look like a woman's booty. It's all kinds of stuff. I mean, so I can't really go off of that necessarily, Jen. You see where I'm at?
No, because they already were saying like if that's the case, then if the Nephilim existed, then the mountains and things that we have right now. Because remember, at one point they would say the mountains are the dinosaurs is laying down, and when they just lay down because of when they died. But then when they introduced the idea of the giants, when they say, hey, when you go, there's videos of guys, people, flying above mountains and flying above islands and landscapes, and they say that from above it looks like a woman laying down curled up taking a nap with a baby, but then on the ground it's just a big huge island cluster. But so they're saying that this is explaining why we see her in those images, because at one point these jokers walked across the earth, like everything else they're saying explains. That's all I was saying with the whole faces in the mountains, and like that wasn't a far-fetched idea for them, because they're saying they already would see images, the clusters of rocks together that create, it looks like it was a face. And then now you hear this later on and think, oh, well, maybe all the mountains are old dinosaurs and Nephilims when they lay down. That shit. So
Now, see, we have to think about this, right? Watch this.
I'm gonna put on my pajamas. I'm listening.
Let's think about something.
Mm-hmm.
Are there stories about giants back in the ancient Egyptian days?
I decay.
There are.
They weren't bigger. Weren't there bigger creations on the walls and the hieroglyphics, like the drawings?
They were called the Anunnaki. So watch this. We had basically depictions of giants before the Bible. They were called the Anunnaki. So I'm just wondering, were the Anunnaki the same thing that's described that's in the Bible. It's not to discredit it. It's only a question. You know, one of those get you kicked out of JW questions. It's just a
Yeah.
question.
I'd
It's
be like,
just
I
a
seen this
question.
in somebody else's Bible. Is this the same thing? They was like, here go the
Right.
door.
So,
You can ask that question out in the car on your way home.
so if we have depictions of a whole man holding a full-grown lion as if it's a kitten or a puppy in its arms, is it that you see? So that's what I wanted to know when it comes to this, you know, like how did all of that work, right? So that's primarily where I've been at with it. So it's man, I can tell you right now, Jen, it is something that is like very much so not easy to describe. It's not easy to comprehend.
But that's what he
You
said.
know,
He was like, for some reason, even believers they can understand heaven and hell, demons and angels, because that even though that's supernatural, it makes sense in our human brains. He said, but even though we can hear, biblical references of giants, but our minds can't wrap around, even as believers, even as he said, even as deep rooted of a believer he is. So even if the best of Christians, the holier than holy, can't understand the whole Nephilim theory, even though it's right there in the scripture, but they can understand heaven, hell, angels, and supernatural beings and serpents giving instructions. So that's what he
nah,
said
that's a
also.
good. Nah, that's a nah. That's pretty on point. That's pretty on point because I've taken time and I've really
Hello? Where'd you go? IDK? All right, I don't know where Smitty went, y'all.
hello,
He just went out.
hello.
Oh yeah, you
Hello,
was gone.
hello.
Now you're back.
Wow. No,
Yeah,
I
you
was
was.
saying this whole time I was saying like I was wondering when it came to like, you know what I'm saying, the Nephilim and how they, like their purpose. And from what I know, like from Nebuchadnezzar and so on and so forth, it just kind of grew into something that basically they were having themselves being worshipped as God. The flood came because they basically wanted to go ahead and take over the earth, and God said, no, it's going to go ahead and eradicate that. A lot of
He
people
said no,
believe that,
no, 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 no.
yeah, a lot of people believe that, well, as it's written, that they were destroyed based upon them trying to take over God's position. And that's really what it was about. It was the fact of them trying to be worshipped as God.
Facts. So I got one more video. It's not this long. It's like another little video. And it's just because I wanted to talk about it, because some people say, I don't believe in HooDoo. Come here. And I don't believe in VooDoo or whatever. And I've never thought of it being any way. But someone asked me, me helping them heal and feel better and physically feel better. My grandmother would teach me all these crazy things, these crazy little herbal remedies and whatnot. And I'm not thinking I'm doing anything, right? So y'all know me. I got to come with the physics, right? So I was like, okay, and then someone reminded me, they was like, what happened to that girl that guy, remember they said, remember when you dated that? Okay, so I dated a Nephilim, y'all. Remember I told y'all I dated a Nephilim? That's also why I brought this into the story too, because I remember I told y'all I dated a Nephilim. His wingspan from his left hand to his right hand was 5.5 feet. So that means he could touch my head and my feet at the same time. One hand on my head and one hand on my feet, and be just like, pick me up like a little gummy bear. But he was 6'7", so yeah. So of course I had to look up stuff because I was like, okay, if I could have been doing, I mean, not that I want to do spells or whatever, but if I could have been doing things, then why couldn't I have known to do things, like, right? So of course you always want to know for yourself, like if I'd known I could have got an A if I needed to get an A, or, you know, make sure I passed the test. But I don't know, because I don't know I'm not doing anything. I don't know if I am doing anything. So so first of all, I was wondering, so is it real even if you don't believe it, right? Some people say, well, I don't believe in that. And, you know, they sweep the feet. Oh, don't sweep my feet. I'm not going to get married. Spit on the broom. Don't salt over your shoulder. That's superstition, right? But they do all this because they believe it, right? So then is hoodoo or voodoo or spells, incantations, blessings, wishes even, right? Are any of that real even if you don't believe in it? So apparently with one aspect of this, it does have its own mystical connection to the world, right? And then the other part, the other aspect of it has more of a herbal, holistic, or more holistic view of the world. And that's what I thought. I didn't walk around here thinking like I'm doing hoodoo on nobody, right? So apparently it depends on the definition from the culture and historical perspective, that both of them are very real because they're both rooted in real spiritual traditions. And it's crazy to think that every time I was reading through this, that the word African American kept coming up because it was more so specific to us, right? So that's what we do, as opposed to just altogether American, but it was across the board. And then with a little bit of Catholicism in there, it brought, it was like, yeah, well, you know, we're not the only ones. It's kind of got a little bit of a European effect. It kind of rolled into the European effect, right? It gave us that part. So I was just wondering, like, for example, African-American slaves in the South, they did, I guess, a hoodoo to like help heal themselves, and how they would use like the dandelion, milk of the dandelion as like a liquid Band-Aid. Like, I just thought a lot of people knew stuff like this. I didn't know that it was like something called something. But apparently healing your body and healing your inside and drinking the right things and eating the right foods. So apparently when I healed this person, I did something to them to where I gave them a hoodoo on them. I mean, not that I did do anything. I'm just saying apparently I just gave them some good food for their body, and their body actually healed, and now they're fine. So hey y'all, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? However, even if it's real in a literal empirical sense, that is whether you produce measurable effects or supernatural outcomes, the answer is there is no significant evidence, right? So nobody can necessarily always say that you, especially if you lean into like the mind over matter, or if you believe you receive when you pray and all that, then at some point they're saying that it could be voodoo, it could be a hex, it could be a root on you, or it just could be your mind manifesting it, because that's also a power that you possess by yourself, right? So yeah. So I was just looking at some details, but y'all, look at this. Look at this. When she explains it good, and the differences between the two. And then I don't know if I wanted to show that other video, because this lady is a whole witch, y'all, and she talks about how she could just be like, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and she can get what she wanted, which is all the way across the other end, right? Incantations, spells, even down to singing happy birthday. It's crazy work. They even put something in that too. Okay, but look at this. I'm gonna show this video. Let me turn the music down. Oh, so Spinny, have you ever experienced this? So the whole reason why, besides the guy saying what he said to me about the whole me putting something on him, was he also reminded me about my auntie and the girl. I will start out by telling y'all that about the guy that I was dating that was 6'7", the Nephilim, that cheated on me, and the girl, I found out who the girl was, and then my auntie, and then the girl started harassing me. So I found out that my boyfriend at the time cheated. I found out who she was. She made herself known to me, and then she started harassing me, right? So now she's bugging the hell out of me, calling me on my phone, calling on my phone. Back then I had a pager, called my pager, called my job. So then she sent me a rose that was like stepped on. Like she stepped on it and then put it all back in a box and then sent it to me. So my auntie was like, give me her name and write it on a piece of paper. She was like, don't say it out loud. Because I was like, her name is, and she was like, don't say it. And she's like, write on this piece of paper. And then my auntie said she went to her Bible and she opened it up to the Psalms. So now some people say that Psalms is the book of spirits or whatever, right? So she opened it up to the Psalms and she was like, read this Psalms, and everywhere where it say thou, say your name, say who, say me. And then she was like, say this, and every time where it say whatever, heareth or whoeth, and say, put her name. And then fold a piece of paper up, and she said, put it in your underneath your left shoe, and every shoe you wear that day, put it in that left shoe and walk on it all day for 3 days. Child, we don't know what happened to that girl. And I'm not saying nothing happened to her negative, like she deleted herself or anything, or was deleted. We don't know what happened to her. Is what's crazy. No one knows what happened to her. Even the guy that was cheating on me, that was dating her, she just went ghost on him, and he don't even know what happened to her. Like it just went silent. So whatever that was is what brought me to like, okay, well maybe I do a HooDoo or something, because I sure did that, and that girl disappeared or whatever she went. But in reality, y'all, I ain't doing nothing on nobody. I didn't know that fixing food for people and like healing them was gonna be doing something. So then I had to watch a video, and then they explained to me that I guess I put love on somebody by fixing food for them. I said, well, that's why everybody calling me after they break up. Okay, let's get into it.
Both African American spiritual practices, but they have some key differences. HooDoo is more focused on the natural environment, while VooDoo is a religion with a strong emphasis on connection with the spirit world. HooDoo, also known as root work, involves the use of herbs, roots, and other natural objects for spiritual and medicinal purposes, and is often used for protection, luck, and love spells. HooDoo also incorporates Christian elements and is often practiced alongside Christianity. VooDoo is a religion that originated in present-day Benin and Togo, but evolved into the practice closely associated with Haiti by way of the transatlantic slave trade. It involves the worship of spirits called Loa, and practitioners use ritual objects to communicate with these spirits. VooDoo has a hierarchical priesthood, litany, prayers, and rituals, much like other organized religions.
Oh, so I didn't know that I was using herbs and vegetables and roots to heal every folks around me. and I didn't know that I was putting anything on nobody, because I was feeding them and taking care of folks. And that makes sense though, because as much as I want to be left alone, folk don't be leaving me alone. I said, dang, all I did was feed you. But y'all, I was doing? I don't know if I was, I don't want to say that, that I was doing. But y'all see, that was crazy, right? Herbs, vitamins, roots, minerals. So yeah, I had this other video about this lady that's a witch, but she was talking about how, like I said, she was talking about the other side of it, how she could take the same elements and be like, oh, all I need is one piece of your clothing. And it's interesting because she said also she needed a photo, right? When they get into like the actual like putting on spell on someone, she would need your photo. And it made sense. She said if you're looking into the camera, then she can see everything into you and see all what you're doing. So it was just interesting that when she said that, because my grandmother, they took pictures and stuff, but they're modernized, but their grandparents didn't do stuff like that, because they believed your soul was going to be captured into the photo, which is what she just said. All she needed was a photo, which to get through to your soul, because your eyes are open. And then that made sense too. My grandmother talks about her tribe, how they were cannibals and they wouldn't consume the meat if the eyes were closed, because your soul was trapped in the body and the meat was foul.
Hey, Jen, and just so you know, because we both, try and get these watch hours and stuff. When you're done with that, no, I'm just letting you know, take your time on that. It's safe. I looked it up. It's safe. It's content, for us, review safe. I got a short film All right. It's cheesy as all outdoors, but it has decent graphics and it's actually really profound. And I think it's really good. And I want us to dissect it and break down how we're seeing a lot of what is written biblically when it comes to the Nephilim, even in today. So it's actually a short film movie. It's real short. It's under 30 minutes. It's under 30 minutes. It's short. And it's just a nice little short film that we can go ahead, get some wine, get some popcorn, and just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, rock out, I guess, to the end of it on. And talk about it, you know what I'm saying, as we go or when it's done. So go ahead and rock out. I'm right here. I'm gonna go ahead, run to the fridge, but I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to get into the short film because or let me go back to my clip. Yeah, we will have to do that then. Because what time is it? Okay, it's 10 o'clock. Y'all hear the music? Oh no, I turned the music down. Sorry. No.
You know what I
okay.
be doing on mine? I be forgetting
Hold
to
on.
put it on repeat, and then the song will stop, and
Oh.
I'm like, why I don't hear it no more? Because you gotta hit that little circle rotate jump because it'll stop.
No, I have it on. I just turned it down because the person is talking on there, and I want to make sure y'all hear it. So yeah, it's or there's I try to turn it down a little bit below them. But yeah, but it makes
You know what's tough
nice
though.
for
You
the
know
blank
what's tough
moments.
about it. You know what's tough about it. It's really not even our fault for real at all because it's just I guess like StreamYard because it's like if you have on headphones, it's way different. Like if you take them headphones off and listen, you can put it on like volume 10 or something. You barely even hear it. You then put on your ear pods or your headphones. It's like, dang, oh god dang, I can hear that.
Oh,
it's
you
like,
saying so the person that's
it's
sitting in front of
different.
their computer, they don't hear the music. It's silent. It's too low.
No. If you don't have on headphones, like
Right.
when
That's
you
the
write,
people that's sitting in
right.
front of the
Oh
computer talking back to us.
Exactly. They can't hear it like somebody who might be in the car with
I
like
have
their
or somebody
earpiece.
has on
Right,
headphones. Okay.
right.
That's
It's
okay. That
different.
makes sense
So
because some people be sitting talking to the computer speaker, and Sharana be like, turn your laptop speaker off and put your headphones on because they can hear you, and you can't. That must be one thing they can't hear the music.
exactly.
'Cause- okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know
I'm
that.
telling you, yeah. I peeped that myself. So
I
yeah.
didn't know
But you
that.
let me know
That's
what you
different.
want to do.
That's
Yeah, it's different.
that's
Yeah, the sound is different if you don't have on headphones when it comes to the volume of the music you're playing in the background. That's why for some people they be like, yo, turn that down, it's too loud. But other
right.
people
You be
who
like,
don't
where they
have,
don't
they
hear
be like,
nothing.
exactly. That's why.
Oh God,
That's
that
why they
makes
probably
sense
got on
now.
headphones.
That makes sense now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Like I don't have my headphones on right now. I don't hear no music you playing. I bet you if I throw them on, I'll hear that shit.
oh, you don't hear the music at all, and it's not even
No, I
it's
don't hear it
not
at all.
low.
Zero. I hear no music if you're playing it. No. Hold on.
It is
Watch this. Hold
playing.
on. Hold on. Let me see something.
It is playing.
I hear it right now. As soon as I put my headphones on, yeah, I can hear it. I
That's
got my headphones
crazy.
on.
That's
Yeah.
different.
When I take it off, I can't hear nothing. I don't hear anything. So yeah. And I can hear
That's
you
different.
clearly. I can hear the video being played, all of that. I can hear everything. I can't hear none of that music. No. So that's the difference that you get. But yeah, anyway, no, keep on rocking out. You know what I'm saying? Do what you're doing or whatever. I just, you know what I'm saying? I thought, I didn't know you had switched it up, whatever. So I apologize. I just thought it was, you know what I'm saying, a little interesting. We ain't gotta talk too much. We can let it just kind of ride out a little bit, pause it here and there, whatever. But let's do it.
Is that the one you sent me in the IG?
No.
All
No,
right.
it's
You want me
actually
to? Am I supposed to
let me
show the one you
see.
sent me?
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Let me see something here.
No.
My bad. I ain't even put that shit. I ain't even put it in the back. My bad. It's right there. And just see exactly, I guess, you know, how they see Nephilim. Like I said, the movie is pretty cheesy. I don't know how they got Gandorf in here, but Gandorf wound up in this movie somehow or another.
So we're gonna go back to this because we were talking about the
VooDoo.
the VooDoo. So we'll go back to the Nephilim.
Now you know what people try to attribute to that.
What happened?
A lot of times, what they want to do is what humans have tried to do is attribute anything that is of healing, to something that is evil. Like, matter of fact, you know, it's actually still a degree of that goes on. For example, there are a lot of things that oranges actually heal, like the peel, the actual vitamin C, like everything that's involved with it, certain fruits, right, and vegetables. If you get on TV and say, I want you to notice out of everything they tell you about it, they'll never say it heals this, and that. You want to know why? Because the very moment that they tell you that it heals anything, it's going to be snatched off the shelves. Now, oranges.
Oh, you're trying to say, is that why that makes sense why they make a lot of stuff orange flavor and they use oranges in it? Like, that makes sense.
It heals a lot. And
it
so,
heals,
but
yeah.
if
My
they
grandmother used to
ever
use the oranges
really
a lot.
if they ever really told you what it actually can heal, it then becomes a medicine. Anything that can heal will be under medical. So the reason why they don't tell you what it can heal is, one, because they want you to buy the medication that they make. Two, because they don't want you to know the true properties that a lot of things natural, medicinal do carry and do hold. That's what that's about. It ain't got nothing to do with anything else other than it's the pharmaceutical industry. It's the money grab. There are a lot of vegetables. If they told you how much beets are very good for your LDL and HDL, that's your high and low cholesterol, how wonderful it is for blood flow, unclogging arteries, all kind of things, you know, it then becomes a medicine. And what do the pharmaceutical industries do right now today? Take all of these vegetables and put them into what we call supplements. Do they not? They know what it does. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. Oh, okay. You pulled it up. I got you. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and rock out. So right here, we're gonna go ahead and just you know, pull up some popcorn or whatever. We're just gonna have a little watch time, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of kick it and cool it. This is about the Nephilim, and let's see how many different signs we can see. How accurate do you say this is, Jen, while watching it? That's what we're gonna go by. How accurate is it? How off is it from a biblical perspective? Let's rock out.
In the past, before the Great Flood, this planet was ruled by beings from another world called the Sentinels, the ancient mythological gods. But they became corrupted and decided to do whatever they pleased. They made pacts among themselves atop a mountain. Then they took women for themselves and had children, known as Nephilim, demigods. After them, their other children were the giants, giants of various races and sizes. For a time, these giants lived peacefully among men. But when there was nothing left to satiate their immense hunger, they began to turn against humans and devour them. Their hunger grew so much that races of giants devoured other races, becoming increasingly bestial. Chaos and violence reigned, marking the beginning of the end. The Creator then chained the Sentinels and cast them onto the prison planet along with their abominations. However, millennia later, this prison planet approached Earth again, and the Sentinel aberrations fell to this world to bring terror once more.
Imagine being able to build an app with
I am a Nephilim.
I knew it! Everything I researched and studied about you was right!
And what do you want from us? Why are you here saying this?
I don't want to help you destroy the giants.
Help us. How? If you're one of them.
As I said, I am a Nephilim and not a beast like the giants. I have never condoned the atrocities they committed. How many giants have you killed using mirrors?
Why do you want to know?
Real quick, Jen, how accurate is that? Because I wondered, did you hear anything in the word about Nephilim weaknesses being mirrors, their own reflection?
Oh, I thought because of the light shining in their eyes. Oh, wow. Okay. And then how is that? Oh, that was the product of the humans and the angels. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Right. But no, this is pretty interesting. This is a real short film, but like, let's see how accurate is it. It's cheesy, but let's see how accurate it is.
This.
The connection with this world will be broken, and the giants will die if the number of them killed by reflexes in human hands is complete.
But how? Is this possible? How many need to die?
There is an ancient prophecy that says that if 50 years after the fall of the giants, 50 of them die from reflexes, the connection with this world will end. On the other hand, if this is not done, it will bring the Sentinels back to this world with their reign of terror.
At that moment, Sarah managed to see a glimmer of hope again.
Is
there
he
was
naked?
a way to end the fallen
Yep, pretty much. And notice her name is Sarah.
Once and for all.
How will we know if what you're saying is true?
They won't. If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it that day when you were in the tree.
So it was you that day. I knew that the fallen one wasn't like the others.
Should we believe him? I'm not feeling confident about all this.
Would you believe him, Jen? I mean, you dated one, for crying out loud. Would you believe him?
Yep, I dated enough.
What? Yes, I threw my shot. Would you date? I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Would you believe him?
Would I believe in what? That he gonna be on? He got our back? No.
Yeah,
What?
right now,
Oh.
if you was Sarah, come on, let's play along. Would you believe him?
I don't know. Oh no.
That's me right there on your shoulder, like, look.
Oh no.
I'm tired of going in this goddamn cave.
We have no choice. We'll accept his offer and observe.
Well, let's go. How about we start right here?
Okay.
There are several giants here.
Is he covering his privates? This is wild.
I'm almost certain it fell
Oh my
around
God.
here.
He doesn't have any privates.
Leave him alone. Leave the Ken doll alone. Okay, that was
He
the first.
is. He don't
That's a
have
Ken
nothing.
doll. What? It's
How
a
you be
Ken doll.
reproduced without nothing? Somebody, you didn't get that part from your inherited from your parents. It's in the DNA.
Whoa. I think. Well,
Your mama got real
organs.
organs. So where's your daddy's got real organs?
They might have holes in the tip of their fingers.
This mirror will no longer work. We'll need another one.
Mirror? I have one for personal use in my cave.
The mirror is good.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to be careful not to break it. He said he would meet us here.
Oh snap! Hold on, I just want to see the fight scene. That's it. I just want to see the fight scene.
What are you trying to do? Draw the attention of all the giants here to us?
Come on, there are giants on the other side of the wall. Let's climb up so it'll be easy to show him the mirror.
They just needed to get close to them, which could be very dangerous.
Run if you want to live.
We can't leave them there. Come back. Why did you leave them there? You let them die.
I had to.
How did you manage to get rid of the giants?
You! You tried to kill us!
Rain swart.
Oh my goodness.
All will be able class.
Oh my goodness.
Huh?
Oh my goodness.
Thanks.
With that, the Nephilim gained Sarah's trust. But Finn still didn't trust that the giant would actually help them.
I still don't trust that fallen one. Something tells me that even though he saved us, he doesn't have good intentions.
For now, we'll keep him by our side. At least we'll be eliminating many fallen ones with his help and
Would you keep his help?
Yep.
preventing the return of the beings he spoke of. Sorry, Joel, but we lost your mirror.
I won't be able to comb my beautiful hair properly anymore. But it was for a good cause.
They then got more mirrors and, with the Nephilum's help, hunted and killed the fallen of various sizes.
Look at how small he look in comparison to that one.
Let's go! Now's the time!
Is that it?
Thank you once again. How many fallen people have we eliminated with the mirrors?
Easy.
By my count, that makes 45 already.
Are you sure this will happen? I kind of want all the fallen to return to the prison planet.
According to the ancient prophecies, yes.
But what about you? Will you be taken too?
But before the Nephilim could respond,
Need a new HVAC system?
No, we don't. We need this movie. Let's get back to it.
a huge, bestial fallen appeared. Sarah quickly noticed something and used it to her advantage.
Be quiet. It's blind.
Since they didn't have any mirrors at that moment, that terrible monster couldn't see. They narrowly escaped.
Fallen like that, there's no way to destroy them, since they can't see the mirror.
That's why we need to complete the number of fallen dead by reflection, as the Nephilim said, so we can send them all back to their prison planet.
To a nearby coastal city to get more mirrors and eliminate more fallen.
What? The coastal city?
However, they forgot about the terror that coastal cities represent because of the sea.
Okay.
It's a good thing we found that store so quickly. They must have lots of whole mirrors in there.
And the danger would come with a new face this time.
Not again. No!
Do you notice? You see what's happening? I just want to make this clear. I want y'all to look at all of the lengths that even a Nephilim would go to save a white woman. Okay. All right. I don't know where the rest of the group went, but he made sure he saved Sarah.
We have to go back to where Finn and Ash are.
He said after that. Uh-oh, looks like he might be going back.
We need to find a way out of here and find Sarah.
Which way is the building they stayed in? Do you remember?
What is that?
Mosasaurus.
What is that?
That's a Mosasaurus. That's a Mosasaurus.
What?
Yeah, that's a Mosasaurus. Yeah.
He did that on purpose so you can get splashed.
We have
Who
to
is
find
that?
Finn and Ash. I fear what might happen to them
Megalodon.
if they try to look for me with this monster
hey,
loose in
man.
the water.
Yep, Megalodon.
Ow, ow, ow.
Look.
That's big.
Up there on that tall building about 100 meters away,
That's what
isn't
you
that
said.
Zero with the Nephilim?
Can you see 100 meters away?
Sarah! Can you?
We're here! Sarah!
You can see 100 meters away?
Well,
They're
maybe
over there.
if
Let's
it's a
go to them.
giant, yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to go outside and see if I can see 100 meters away.
There's a sea monster near B. We have to stay out of its sight because its attack is long range and brutal.
But what kind of
I'm going to
creature
start
is that?
talking like that from now on.
Another kind of fallen one?
I hope you
There,
He looks like
There
a sea
is-
monster I saw
there
in
is
one
a
of the
Big
books
Mac
that the
near
destroyed
the-
civilization had.
don't. What?
there's a chicken nugget near thee. I'm going to say that.
This is another type of abomination that was created by the Sentinels.
It's a good thing there was still some
But
old
why he
furniture
got to look
in this
like
building.
Jeepers Creepers, though?
He do. Nah, that's a fact.
That's
I think it would be
crazy. Why you got to look? Jeepers Creepers is
Extinguish that
scary.
fire, as it might attract the attention of that thing.
I'll be on watch outside in case the sea giant returns.
All right,
'Cause you
let's
don't
see how they get
sleep.
outta here. I
You
don't
a
know. Let's see
Nephilim.
how they get out of here, Jen. Let's see how they do their plan escape.
He got to.
I hope the waters will have receded by tomorrow so we can move forward.
The waters.
You mean the flood God brought?
Right, he's talking about the waters. Like, it's just sprinkling outside. It's going to stop raining in a minute.
Thanks.
No.
I'm thirsty.
It's
Let's get
waters
some sleep now
outside.
because tomorrow we'll have to leave here quickly if the waters have receded.
What the fuck? What just happened? I hope the waters will stop coming. I'm thirsty. Well, go outside and get some of the unforgiving waters that keeps coming. It's flooding outside, literally. So it's talking about I hope the waters, and then the next sentence is you thirsty with all that water everywhere. It's funny.
Bruh,
That's funny. I hope the rain will stop, but I'm thirsty. Let me go get a cup. What are you talking about? It's raining for 40 days. I got to put my shoes on. Wait a minute, hold on.
There's something
If
moving
it's
in
up
the
to
water.
his knees, how is it up to their knees? I can't do this. I can't do this with y'all. It's up to his knees, and then it's up to their knees. Look at the look. Go back. It's up to their knees.
I told
It's
you
up to their knees, and then he right behind him, and it's up to his knees. Look, it's us up to their knees. That's crazy. Oh, hell no! Who are you? Oh, hell no! Why he ain't say nothing? Who is that? Oh!
That's Reptile from Mortal Kombat.
Ain't nobody got no clothes on.
Who's gonna tailor an outfit that all you're gonna do is rip and bust through buildings with?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but they are not running anywhere near fast enough.
Never
Those
do.
legs and arms are
I'm
not
gonna run.
moving.
I'm gonna do a video
at a
myself
pace
when I run outside. I'm gonna go
that's-
run outside and run from something just like that.
That
I'm gonna
pace
take
does
myself.
not say this is for
Hurry
my
up
dear
and get
life.
the hell on. Right.
So yeah, man.
When it be the end of the world like that, and they be screaming like, "Who is coming?" If it's the end of the world, and who are you screaming for? Because no one's coming. It's the end of the world.
The Nephilim.
But who he already right here. What is this? I never understood that when I be seeing movies. I be like, now who are you hollering for? If it's a night of the living dead and everybody's gone, what are we hollering for?
My man said I'm thirsty during the flood.
Right, during the flood. I'm so thirsty. I hope this rain will stop. I'm so thirsty. Oh goodness.
Lord knows how much water you done probably accidentally swallowed and choked on.
But that's why I don't meet no black people in this part of the
During that
movies
whole
like that.
ordeal.
Because the black folks be like, if you don't take your ass outside with a cup, shut the hell up.
Oh, shit, crazy.
That's like
But yeah.
being on the ark with all the animals talking about. I sure could use some chicken right now. Got a taste for chicken. Like if you don't shut up and go, that's a bad example. Well, this was fun.
That was a horrible example.
I
But,
know. I
yeah,
always have bad examples. This was fun. This was so cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope everybody liked it. Liked it.
Make sure that you push like. Make sure that you hit subscribe if you haven't, and you just coming through here. Make sure that you go ahead. You can see right down there where to send that Venmo, where to send that Cash App. Make sure that you support, invest in a good contribution. And we will definitely see you next time. And with that being said, I personally digress. My mic is muted. Jen, yeah.
He said, I digress. My mic is muted. My computer is running slow, y'all, so probably gonna take me a second to get out of here, but that's okay because while we were listening to this and hanging out, I was getting beans ready and we'll go and for our walkies, and I'm gonna run I'm gonna go walk beans, and I'm gonna run just like they did in that movie, and go nowhere. Ain't go nowhere. So, yeah, y'all. Thanks for everybody that came through. Chocolate Earth Foundation, Mo Love X, Hey Black Lexicon, Cynical One. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for for showing up and showing out. Thanks for having a whole conversation with us in the chat here. Thanks to Jordan's World 777. I appreciate you. IB Wody, Willing to Win. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you. Shout out to Lighthouse, Mr. 7, Smithosaurus. Thank you for coming through and rocking with me as well. Finally, getting through some of my videos, guys. That's what I plan on doing. Just try to get through some of them and make sure I, make sure I have good content. Of course, a little difference of opinion is good for the show, right? And shout out to Mr. Music. Thanks for coming through. Who else came through? I don't want to miss you. Hey, if I missed you, I didn't mean to diss you. Okay, guys. I hope I just make sure I got everybody. And I said I would always try to make sure I catch everybody as they come in. Oh, Kills and Riaz and back in the beginning. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by. You guys, it was cool. I hope we got some good information and some good knowledge. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. It was interesting, especially since that HooDoo comment came up. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can't cook for nobody. But I ain't gonna stop cooking. So I guess I'm gonna be feeding and healing until I'm done with this life. Okay, sorry. Call it what you want. I don't know about this background, y'all. Since it looked like Christmas, let me go back and try to do something. I'm keeping it. I'm gonna see if I can keep the candy cane dress because I think that's cruel. But maybe I need to change my candy because I just wanted to be sugar. But maybe I should put a sugar dress on myself. I don't know. Let me see what I know how to do. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to do much of this. But hey, it looks nice to me. And maybe you know what? Maybe I'll just save it for Christmas since you kept saying that, and I'll go back and I'll make a springtime candy. I don't know. Let me see what I can do with it and see if I can create something for the summer season so it won't look so Christmassy. I thought it was cute. But hey, I can save it for Christmas. It's coming. And just know y'all gonna see it again because I'm not going back and doing that again, right? But thank you for staying to the end. I truly appreciate you guys. Shout out to the next time. What's today? Oh, what's tomorrow? Friday, y'all? Oh, so y'all, the Fur Baby show is on Sunday. So just keep open for that. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet with the Fur Babies. And I'm trying to do a reaction show in between y'all because I got some clips. We might do that as a reaction show too before Friday or Saturday. And then on Sunday, of course, the Fur Baby show. Wow, busy weekend. What's up with shout out to us? Shout out to me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and walk Beans because he is actually ready, you guys. And I'm ready. I'm sitting here with my hoodie on. I'm about to just go ahead and do my fake running like in the movie and run out the door, y'all. Once again, I'm so glad that y'all stayed to the end. Thank you. And good night, sugars.
Glad you stayed to the end. Now that we had some time together, we got to go, but it's not forever. Come back and see me again. You are always welcome here, my friend. Don't be a stranger, keep coming through. I will always have a spot here for you. Genesis, I am is who I'll always be. Honest and full transparency. Keeping it real as real can be. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, if you wanna comment, tell me that you don't mind. Subscribe and tell a friend and tell a friend. Glad you stayed to the end. Spread the word, pass it on, cause we're doing big things with faith and holy guidance. So I'll see you next time. Genesis I am. Audi 5000. Yeah, boy.